All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. And please do let me know if there are any audio issues. I don't know if any of you saw my Twitter post for when I went live, but OBS decided to update massively, apparently in the last 24 hours. So I woke up to well, not woke up, but I was starting up stream and immediately saw the big old OBS notification. And yes, some things have changed on the OBS. For one thing, the audio mixer is completely different. And I really hope nothing is broken, because I have no goddamn clue if it works or not. So we're just going to play all of this by ear. But welcome everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday stream. Welcome to another episode of Expeditions Rome, as we dive into the most insane of all things, the Roman political system. And yes, Ten, when you're having to actually compete for your first post now, it's fun, isn't it? You're not just guaranteed it by nature of always being the first one here. All right, we're going to load up. I'm going to load my quick save just in case, because I want to make sure that that I didn't miss anything with the opening of that dialogue that we had, that I had to cut short. Yes, present your evidence against Vitellius Scaevola in front of the Senate. Now, I did actually have a thought, though, that I wondered, also cool. I like that they're all in civilian clothes. Because what I was looking at, because I noticed that there's a codex in here. Most of it is tutorial stuff. Like, yeah, it's just going over all the various things. Although there is also a status effect tab that I should probably consult if I don't know what these fucking things are. But I was looking through the glossary just at random, and it occurred to me the timeline split, or the alternate timeline structure here, might have been different. I assumed that we were treating the split in the timeline as when Caesar dies, because he dies on Lesbos rather than, living and becoming Gaius Julius Caesar. But then I also kind of realized the three major Roman classes in this game, the Veles, the Princeps, and it should be the Principe, but and the Triarius. These were the traditional nomenclature of the legion prior to the Marian reforms. And at first, I had just assumed, oh, they're just using the names as inspiration for the classes because, that makes sense. If you're going to make the classes in ancient Rome, we'll base it on that. But the fact that they're actually showing up as NPCs, and it's mentioned even in here, it has me wondering, was the actual split that the Marian Reformations never happened? But because here it says, after the Marian reforms of 107 BC, a legion was standardized as a unit of 4,800 fighting men. That's true, but that was only one part of the Marian reforms. The other part was essentially the doing away of the previously existing 4 separate versions of Roman legionaries based on property rights. Because originally you had 4, and that would be the, I can't remember their Latin name, but there was the skirmishers, there was the hastati, there was the principes, and there was the triari. And it went up from levels of experience and levels of property ownership. So the auxilia at the time were still Roman citizens, but were people who had no property. They were often the urban poor. The hastati were the smallest of landowners, or people who owned single structures on or near a city and tended to be the least experienced and had the lowest quality gear. They were a middle ground between infantry and skirmishers, often supporting on the flanks or being the first to hit the enemy when drawing the enemy's attention. Then you had the principe, which were the standard frontline infantry. Yeah, princeps, principe. I've seen both be used. Most heavily armored Roman legion, armed with the scutum and the gladius. Yes, and even before the advent of large-scale lorica hamata and lorica segmentata, they were very usually equipped with the heaviest armor that you could get. And then, of course, there was the triari, made up of the most experienced and the most wealthy of regular landowners. Now, patricians and large landowners could still serve as cavalry, but the Romans were never known for their cavalry by any stretch. That's why they always did it to usually used auxiliary. But the fact that these differentiations still exist implies that the Marian reforms were not completed at this time, or weren't fully completed in this timeline. But if that's the case, that changes a lot. Because the Marian reforms directly incentivize the use of the dispossessed non-landholding populations of the Italian cities to join the Legion, thus swelling their ranks, but also making legions personally accountable more to their generals than to the Senate. In addition to that, it began the process of the battle between the optimates and the populares, because the populares would commonly take the side of the urban poor and push for more land reforms and wealth reforms, push towards what is essentially a proto form of wealth redistribution, though nominally it would have only been done through lands seized by the Roman state in war. The Gracchi were not as big about outright seizing land from their fellow patricians, though they would have also bought it from them under the legal procedures that they wanted to. Of course, the other patricians didn't want to do that, and the optimates had the Gracchi killed. But I'm seeing a lot, I don't know, I'm not sure if maybe the split in the timeline might have happened sooner or earlier than I thought. This old diner place, they had changed owner, been renovated. Used to be this warm classical red diner. They changed my favorite burger. Oh no, shrimp burgers. Burgers with a shrimp mix with crispy fried. Oh, that does sound good. Now it's just a decent burger with shrimp on top. That's not the same. They committed the cardinal sin. The previous owner made bigger burgers, wider, aka the proper way to do burgers. The new owner's tall, harder to eat. Oh no. That sucks. There's nothing quite like going back to your hometown or going to a place that you've been a lot and seeing that they changed things. Okay, I've been ranting about the timeline change, but let's get moving.
A specific issue stood out as being of utmost importance. I bring forth the following relatio, the result of which is to be decided per discussionem, and as usual before the sun sets.
Okay, remain
The complaint is brought forth by Lucius Licinius Lucullus concerning alleged wrongdoing and infamous conduct by Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola and his brother Vibius Vitellius Lurco. Are both parties present?
Thought he said fellatio. New owner fucking a burger joint is a felony in America.
I am present.
And you'd almost wish it was.
As am I.
There's Lurco.
Weird that Vitellius Lurco would be here to do the talking. Where is Scaevola? He is the accused.
Are both parties represented?
I shall represent the defendant.
Ooh. Then I shall make the case against the defendant.
Very well. For the benefit of all present, would the owner of the complaint restate their accusation?
Suspects have conspired against Rome and killed my father, who was trying to expose them. We believe the defendants, Lurco and Scaevola, are guilty of embezzlement, treason, and murder. We discovered the defendant, Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola, has been funding and protecting piracy in the Mediterranean, thereby supporting Rome's. Let's go with the one that is the most relevant to the Senate.
Found out. So you do have evidence. Interesting. Do you accept the accusation, Cicero?
Which one is the shitheel your sister's married to? Not this one. The one that we ran into back in Thracia. The actual Scaevola.
I see no reason to comment at this stage. May I humbly remind the Magistra, he who makes the claim has the burden of proof. We shall rest until sufficient proof is presented to eliminate all shadow of a doubt.
I was just trying to be helpful. The defendant is always at a disadvantage.
I'm sure you mean usually and not always.
As you wish. Present your evidence.
Vitellius Scaevola's ships were bringing supplies to the armies of Mithridates VI, known as Megas. We have witnessed it firsthand.
And no one else witnessed this event, I assume. How convenient.
The evidence is material, Cicero. There is no room for interpretation. The crates do carry Scaevola's signature.
I have investigated them myself. I concur. Is there anyone who would contest my findings?
At least we have both consuls on our side.
I admit, the evidence looks damning.
So, do the defendants admit their guilt? Are the Vitelli guilty of all crimes stated or implied?
I mean, he's going to... There's no way he's going to say yes.
Of course not.
Yeah.
For starters, the evidence proves only treason.
The evidence proves only treason. All right, can we just throw all of them off of the Tarpeian Rock? I'm in favor of that.
Only? What else is needed to declare this man infamous?
Thank you, Cato.
Do not interrupt the speaker.
No harm done. My dear friend Cato is correct. The evidence is enough to declare one infamous. That one is Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola. Nowhere in any findings can you conjure the ability to implicate my client, Webius Vitellius Lurco.
And that's why Scaevola isn't here. They're basically going to throw his brother under the bus in order to salvage the rest of the family, which, to be fair, the Romans did do. That did happen historically, where you would just cut off a branch of your family line in order to spare the rest of the family. Treason is a serious crime. Scaevola should receive the highest possible punishment for it.
That, of course, depends on the nature of the treason. But that's largely irrelevant.
That is literally the topic of our discussion, Cicero. How in the world can you say it's irrelevant?
There simply is no case. Vitellius Scaevola cannot be punished.
Your rhetorical games grow tiresome. You have admitted the evidence is rock solid.
This should be interesting.
Stay silent or ask what? No, he wants someone to ask why. I'm gonna stay silent.
Senators, people of Rome, of course the evidence is clear. I accept my brother's guilt.
What is happening?
It is a stain on our family name. A stain we will quite possibly never be able to cleanse. You know I love my family. I love my brother more than anything else in this world.
I think I learned from a certain fox who's that's better to listen to talk themselves into a corner. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping. I'm also hoping that my rhetoric skill kicks in at some fucking point, please.
Almost anything. The only thing I love more than my own brother is Rome itself. And thus, with sorrow in my heart, I was forced to take his life.
Wait, if Lurco is the older brother, then okay, Lord Brownbear, it probably is bullshit, but he's making the right play. Legally, he would have the right to do... Okay, if Lurco is the older brother, which he's the one in the Senate, so that would actually make sense, then he would be paterfamilia of the Vitellius family. Under Roman law, a paterfamilia had a great deal of, quite frankly, control over members of their family. It was not brought up much by the late Republican period because it was seen as uncouth and even barbaric, but a paterfamilia had the legal right to kill a member of the family if they felt that the family member had disgraced or ruined the family. Now, again, I think you're right, Lord Brember. I think he's bullshitting right now. I think he's faking it, but he's approaching it from the correct legal standpoint. From the perspective of the senators, if Lurco has killed his brother and did so because his brother committed treason, then this is an open and shut case. Problem solved. Treason addressed. Why the late dramatic reveal? He's not trying to settle things legally. He's trying to make a sob story. That's possible, but on the other hand, Lord Brember, don't forget, this is Rome. We are in the only, as far as politics goes, this is the only room that matters. There's no newspapers. The rumor mongers are basically the prostitutes and the whores of the streets. You don't want to be having them send your message. You want the message to come out in the Senate during deliberation. And you especially want it to come from the paterfamilia himself.
Oh, I see.
Okay, we can totally just go for it. I, for one, approve. This is a virtuous action. Okay, they really let you just play with being a Roman patrician. Because as I said, if he is the paterfamilia, then legally, at least during certain portions of the Republic, this is entirely within his right to do so. You say that as if journalists aren't whores and prostitutes. I mean, the Romans treated actors on the same social level as prostitutes, so, you know, between the three of those, I'm sure you could find some middle ground as far as how the Romans would have treated journalists. How do we play this? How do we play this? We have been playing up being loyal to the laws of Rome, so I wonder if... If this is true, then I approve. It is a virtuous action for a family to deal with the traitors in their midst.
Your support is greatly appreciated, my friend. Of course, you stand to benefit from this tragedy. Your villa stands empty once more. Step outside, senators. You will witness my brother hanging from the old tree. Let him rot there, and do not take him down. Let it be a warning to all those who would threaten Rome, placing their petty family matters over the well-being of our great republic. Let it be known that Vubius Vitellius Lurco will never tolerate treason, not even from his own blood.
A decision cannot be reached. This case is non-existent.
No, he's right. I'm sure would have bet his brother's brothers in state to obfuscate identification. We'll see when we go outside. It better let us. What just happened?
That bastard outmaneuvered us. We underestimated how cold-blooded he truly is. This is not good, though. He turned impending defeat into a major victory. We will need a new plan. Go home and lay low for now. Your family needs you.
Okay. Maybe it's just my previous, I don't know, my previous biases, but I believe this is the more accurate, like, version of the Roman Senate chamber, but I was always more of a fan of the circular one that's used in a lot of Renaissance art pieces and in the Rome TV show. I think it just pulls it off better a little bit. They do keep the idea that the consuls are sitting at basically the head of it, though, which I do like. I also am very, very appreciative that the designers of this game remembered, not entirely, all the statues are still marble, but they did at least include some color elsewhere. The benches, the walls, you've got tapestries in the Roman style over here. The statue might not be colored, but at least because of the lighting, it looks like it's carrying gold. You've got some blue along the upper level. Like, they do remember that there is some color to the ancient world. It's not literally all marble. Damn it, we're not even gonna be, okay, so okay, well, we're not even allowed to look at the body. That's unfortunate. He seems convinced the kill is real. Was your beef just with the individual or his whole family? The implication was that Lurco, as the paterfamilia, would have had to sign off on anything his brother did, which means our beef was with both of them. Oh, she actually came. That dress looks very strange on her. Very, very strange.
Domine, we've been awaiting your return.
Oh, fuck. You're one of Skyweller's men. I saw you at the gladiator school in Trachia.
You have a good memory for faces. The name is Marcellus.
And you knew to expect me. I can't help but notice that you're fully armed and armored.
We have been informed by Vitellius Lurco that the ownership of this villa was transferred to you. As per his orders, we kept the area safe until your arrival. Now that you're back, with your permission, we will take our leave.
Do so, Marcellus. Please leave.
Valete.
I'm assuming that is our sister who just ran. That or our mother. Can't tell. The game models
My
are a little...
son?
Oh, you came, Mom.
You're back. And with
Brown Bear?
Soros. Oh, it's
You don't
so
even have to
good
type
see you
anything.
both
Down,
safe.
boy. I already know what you're typing. I already know. Damn it, Tenwin. Oh, fuck, it's both of them today. Oh, no. Damn it, I tried to head one of you off, and it turns out I got flanked by the other. Ah.
It's good to see you, Domina.
Oh, we got more experience. Good. You fucking beat me to it. Yeah,
I've missed you so much. You look great.
thank you.
Did you lose some weight? Are you eating well? Has he been eating well, Cineros?
The Legion feeds us plenty, don't
He
worry.
has, Domina.
I've missed you.
Do tell your mother how much you missed her.
Very much.
You were always my favorite. Don't tell your sister.
Lord Brownbear, no, what did I do? Force a habit. I mean, I knew it was coming. I just didn't expect Tenwin to suddenly perk up as well.
Tell me about the war. I heard some of your friends died there. Killed by pirates. How did you survive?
Through skill, through luck, and through the assistance of men like Cineros and others. I'm glad to be alive.
So am I. You can't guess how glad I am. But did you like the life in the Legion? Do you want to be a career soldier?
It was all right as a means to the end, as a service to the Respublica. But I couldn't see myself being a legatus again, not on a full campaign.
They say the moment a man goes to war, his soul changes. Your father did not enjoy the Legions either.
Domina, with all due respect, I guess the legatus has his own questions. Am I wrong?
Did Skywalla's people treat you, Mother?
Oh, they were polite, mostly. Except for the fact they wanted me confined to this villa. I guess having me walking around the streets was too much of a risk. Once you were out of the picture. He had no reason to antagonize me, though.
Do you still think they would have killed me?
I do. And Akulis agreed. It was a sinister plan to take over our family. But now you're here, and everything will be fine.
And where's Libiana?
They told me your sister's husband is dead. She should be free by now. I wonder if they did something to her.
I'm still happy to see you alive and well.
It's good to have you home. And for it to be our home again. Now that you're back, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, listen to me. You just got here. Go on, take some time to settle in. Let me know when you're ready to get to work.
The voice actress is giving me the same vibes as the actress who played Octavia's mother in the HBO Rome series. And that has me both delighted, because I think she's doing a great job of like the Roman patrician woman. But it also has me slightly horrified, because if she goes down that same kind of route, we're gonna have problems. What was the context behind the marriage? It sounds like it was just a political marriage at first. The Romans often tried to arrange political marriages between feuding families in order to try and incentivize them to work together, to keep the harmony of the Respublica. I mean, Caesar and Pompey basically did it when the two of them were starting to get angry. Caesar offered up his daughter in marriage to Pompey, and Pompey accepted, and this brought them closer as family. Here's the thing in our particular case, though, Lord Brownbear. We are the only male heir of our family, the Tarquinius line, since that was the last name we chose for our character. With our father's death, we are considered the paterfamilia, at least once we come of full legal age and have some... It was kind of there wasn't really like a regent for a younger person if they became paterfamilia through process of elimination. It was very much a case of, oh, once they get some political acumen under their belt, they will be officially recognized as the paterfamilia. However, our sister was married to Skyewala. If we die, then as the last living heir of our family line, our sister, her husband becomes the paterfamilia of our family, which then gives him control over all of our lands, all of our assets, all of our money, anything that our family owns, any of our clients that our family has, etc., 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 etc. So that was what our mom, Claudiana, was afraid of when our father died, was they were immediately going to target us, which would then put the entirety of our family, the estate and everything, all under Skywilla's control. Okay. Ooh, we actually have quite the nice villa. Hot damn. Look at the size of this. Okay, we do have a couple. Talk to your mother when you are ready to end Act 1. Okay, well, we are not doing that. Cineros has agreed to train Bestia. The old Ceros decided to interpret this in a slightly different way than Bestia probably had in mind. Kaiso has invited you to drink in the famous wine house in the market. And Bestia has asked Khalida on what can best be described as a date. Oh, no. Khalida is lukewarm on the gladiator at best, so she's invited Dayanara along to help manage expectations. Oh, dear. I was surprised. Okay, Bestia's gonna shoot his shot. You know what, buddy? I won't sabotage it, but I won't play wingman either, because I'm looking to get that too. Alright, so do not talk to Mom. Let's focus on...
Your mother has started catching me up on how the vineyards have been going since we left. The harvest was better than expected. That is good news, of course, but it also means we have a problem.
Claudiana, fine name. So we need to get rid of the brother-in-law. That's the neat thing, Apollo. He's already dead, supposedly at the hands of his older brother, who then made a big public announcement about how he found out about his brother's treason and totally got rid of him on his own. We are all skeptical of this.
One of our grapes produced a particularly good wine. It's an opulent vintage with a smooth finish. Quite frankly, Domine, it is one of the best wines I have ever tasted.
Why are you so surprised? Do you really believe our wines are produced by mere chance?
Winemaking is not an exact science. We do follow recipes, but we are subject to the whims of Dionysus. Every now and then he favors you, and you may produce a wine of this caliber.
Opulent. I don't really hear you say that word often.
It means the wine has a rich and smooth taste. An opulent wine is a bold wine.
I see.
Do not worry. Wine terminology can be weird and obscure. You will get used to it in time.
He's in on it, and I won't believe he's dead till I see the ashes. Yeah, he claims to have hung him out on a tree just outside the Senate building, but we didn't see it in game. But the sound of it was that the senators went outside and saw it. So either it's not really his body and it was a fake, or it is his body and this dude really is that cold-hearted, and we're about to run into other problems. What's the catch?
The question is what we shall do with this wine. It's certainly worth more than what we normally sell for. It's the best kind of problem to have. It might be a good idea to visit some of the merchants in the market.
I might be heading in that direction today anyways. I'll talk to the vintners while I'm there.
Before you leave, there's a small thing we have to decide. A good wine deserves a good name. What should we name this one?
Well, given how bold you said it was, and we just returned from Greece, it needs a noble name. How about Minerva's Wisdom?
Minerva's Wisdom it is. A good name, and not without a touch of irony. Very well. That being settled, you should go and talk to the wine merchants.
Yeah, him being a cold motherfucker is yeah, that is the other side of the coin, isn't it, Lord Bremer? It's like, we're assuming he's lying. But if he's actually telling the truth, that opens up an entirely new box of worms. In terms of, we are dealing with a high-functioning psychopath who has no problems butchering his own family members in order to fuck us over. And that is an entirely different problem. Oh boy. Well, we're back, Cineros. Can you believe it?
I had no doubts. You've made everyone proud, and this victory is cause for celebration. I shall cook today.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Honestly, I don't understand fully how we were allowed to take the villa back.
Our legal system has its own intricacies, which no one but people like Kikero understand. I'm sure the powers that be worked their magic.
And what do you think I should do now?
I don't know. It's your house. Sit back and relax and let your Sir Wee handle things. Do bear in mind that managing an estate is no simple task, though. Now that your father is no longer with us, you will have to find a way to generate income. I think we should focus on the wine business. There used to be a lot of money in your vineyards.
Okay. Wine isn't an exact science. Little did you know, it is a science, and they've yet to discover all the variables. I mean, you can't blame them, and it's not like the Romans didn't try. They grew they grew grapes in different regions. They cross-pollinated them. The Romans had a thriving wine industry, and it tapped into the already existing wine industry of Greece.
Been so worried for you.
Like, it's not like they didn't try. It's just that some things were simply beyond their technological capability to fully grasp as far as the, what is the word I'm looking for? Variables, that's it. The variables regarding it.
Do you need me?
It's so good to have you back home safe and sound.
I do like, I'm very appreciative that they still kept some of the stoic whitewash that we know from earlier interpretations of Roman history, but they added a nice splash of color all around. I wish that at least some of the statues had been painted, because we do know historically now that the statues, not all of them, but a good number of them were indeed painted. And they were, but then you get into these rooms and it's like you've got the blue on the walls, you've got the red on the columns. Like, they actually do a good job of actually showing off most of this. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Is that a container? It is. That is a container with what looks to be nude women on it. Oh, okay. Oh, and we used so much. We used so much of our fucking consumables. I would rather wait till we have the ability. It doesn't seem like we're going to be getting into any fights while we're here, which is good. Why is there a broom? A broom. Take it. I have collected broom. If I can kill someone with a broom, I'm gonna laugh. I should try that. Alright. The only thing I will give the Roman ships were what they added to their wines. I will not talk bad about humanity's ancestors for simply not knowing. Oh, I know. I mean, just as they did many things that were meant to enhance their knowledge, the Romans also did things that were incredibly fucking stupid once you know the full... Basically, once you have a basic knowledge of chemistry, the Romans also did a lot of really, really, really stupid shit.
So glad to be rid of those lictors. The way they looked at me.
Everything is safe.
You don't have to stand watch all the time, you.
I like this room. It's cool here. And the sound of fountain is relaxing. Sometimes I take walk around garden. Your villa is very pretty, you know.
The pink dress, I will admit, does not make you look imposing.
I do not intend to impose. You do not like the dress?
It's a fine dress. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying it doesn't seem very you.
I like it too. Calida helped me shop for it.
Oh, that's cute. So is Rome everything you were hoping?
In some ways it is. In others, it is not.
Is that really that surprising?
City is big. I have never seen anything like it. And there are so many things to buy, so many different people. I love that, but there is a strange way people talk to me. Not because I am foreign, I think, but because I am woman. That I don't like.
Yeah, you better get used to that. It's not gonna change anytime soon. I hope you have a good day, Dianara. I've got to get going. Oh yeah, this is a full-size villa. This is a full-size villa and estate. Good lord. Oh, I do like... Oh, you can kind of see out the back, too. I like... Looked away. What won't change? Oh, she was making a comment about how people talk about her in Rome, and she's like, they're not really complaining that I'm a foreigner. They don't seem to really care about that, but they really seem upset that I'm a woman walking around doing this.
Is there something I should know?
Don't walk behind the grey mare. A few weeks ago, she kicked a stable boy and nearly killed him.
I'll be careful.
Alright, let's head out into the city. Campus Martius. That's our villa, the Senate, the street. Let's go to the Senate building first. Oh, that's where Bestia... Okay, hold on. So if I want to go to the streets... Rome sprawls across the 7 hills. The markets of the Capitolinus Hill near the Forum seem like the hub for most of the city's activity. Let's go there first. We'll deal with Bestia stuff in a bit. Alright. Seek out representatives of the Collegium Vinariorum at the market. Okay. Oh, and apparently I have skill points. I do. Let me see here. Base damage when equipped with a shield. Stand fast. What am I trying to get to? Right, Warcry. Warcry's a good one. I can only use that once, but it gives me a stun on anybody that's standing next to me. Oh, and it gets upgraded to a 2-hex radius later. Ooh, nice. Just curious what Josh Sawyer is doing. He could be doing the TTRPG updates for the Pillar of Eternity RPG, but the way he's posting about them on Blue Sky and only focusing on Yasuo, I assume that the next Aora game is working set there. I hope it's Pillars of 3. Yeah, I know. See, this is also partially why I don't pay attention too much to stuff like that, because it gets me too in my own head as regards to what might be happening, and I could be totally wrong. So I just moving on. Too excited. Yeah. Bastion might still be a good skill to grab at some point. Grants permanent immunity against being moved by rebuke, shove, shield push, push, and shove, repulse, and counter. That does sound good. I'm going to go ahead and take battering for right now. I'm trying to make it so that the shield is a little more central to our playstyle. As for you, Cineros... Yes, we do want to get down here so that we can get interference and curse. So, yes, we'll go ahead and... Cure also restores 25%. You know what? I actually am going to grab that because we're starting to run into a lot of bleed and burn attacks that can also be really helpful. Plus, burn and burning is a potent combo, and having the ability to get rid of both of those and heal the person of their lost health is pretty necessary. What is your max focus? Focus maximum is 13 now. Good, so we can grab this. That unlocks the last tier here, and he starts each fight with 12 focus. Nice. Julia, I would like you to... Can target spotted characters regardless of distance. Applies mark to enemies. Ranged attack against this character deal 25% additional damage. If the character is killed by a ranged attack, mark will jump to another nearby target. Ooh. Okay, but it does require her to use an action to use, is the only problem. Ranged attacks against this target deal full damage regardless of distance. Okay. Reveals traps and camouflage characters. How did I not see that? Gimme, 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 gimme. Oh my god, yes. Jesus Christ. I should have gotten that from the beginning. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't read it. I didn't read it. The Kikinua sound fascinating. Highland elves, dark-skinned, apparently ranging from warm light brown to dark brown, with blue undertones and common heterochromia. Yeah, I mean, we'll see more. Also, Julia, green is not your color. Green is not your color. That just doesn't look right on you. Dayanara, unfortunately. Okay, I gotta admit, she looks a little demonic. Like, look at her eyes. It makes her look like she has black sclera and like almost an orange tint to her eyes. That is a bit much. Yeah, okay, now the Centurions are gone. Yeah, so we don't have any of the Centurions. Wow, Kaye, so you look a lot older without your equipment on. No bra? I mean, yeah. There was none. Not at this time. Didn't really exist. Or rather, if it did, I'm not familiar with it because I do not know the history of Roman undergarments.
Free medical advice. I am well trained and highly experienced. Salve legate. Are you looking for medical supplies?
How did you know I'm a legatus?
The world may be large, but Rome is smaller than you'd think in some ways. People talk, and you are mildly famous. Tell me what you need, and I shall provide you with everything.
What do you actually sell?
I have some linen I can spare. This bottle could also prove to be interesting for you. It's a concoction that works against the effects of many poisons.
I could use some linen for fresh bandages. How much does he charge for? 150 a piece. Fuck.
Linen is not so difficult to find.
Yeah,
but if you do find yourself short on it, I will still be here.
A concoction that
the
eases the symptoms of
machinations of the senatorial class can occasionally turn very bitter indeed. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that.
I'm pretty sure that's the Mithridatum that we got.
I hope you're right. Anti-venom is not the kind of thing you can afford to purchase too late.
Wale. Alright, so we've got... I'm wondering if we'll find some other merchants who have, like, heavy armor parts and shit like that that we'll be able to get. Oh, this place is big. God damn. Oh, is that Kaeso? Is he hanging out at the bar? I believe it is. Hey, Kaeso!
You came!
A most accurate statement of fact.
If I say dumb things, blame the wine.
The flavor, run through every possibility in my head when it comes to media. I'm not sure if it's because I'm smart or because it's usually right, so I enjoy media. I usually have to ignore it before I partake in it, which is also why I love the shitty, tropey isekai anime, because when you reincarnate into a vending machine, I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen. I can see that. I can see that. The ability to just kind of shut off the over-analysis by encountering something that's just like, I have no frame of reference for this, so I'm just going to fucking wing it.
But I really didn't expect you to appear here, of all places.
What's wrong with this place?
Nothing. I just thought it'd be a bit beneath your station as an honorable legatus of Rome. But obviously that's my mistake. Woman, bring us a fresh jug. My friend is still sober, and that's simply not acceptable. Now, what are we drinking to?
Honor and duty, the beautiful women, the handsome men, to the fallen, to my father, to wine. Woman, bring us your jugs. Let's start with the fallen. We lost a lot of men in that campaign.
May they drink the finest nectar in the halls of Hades. That hit the spot. Another one?
My cup is empty, and I find that question insulting.
I apologize. I shall never insult you again. Another! Keep it pouring!
I think I may have the reverse of this, where I look for media that hits all the right beats, and I want to see what they do with it. If it disappoints me, I drop it. I mean, yeah. Oh, we're gonna get shit-faced, aren't we?
And then
no.
I said, well, what can you say in that situation? Obviously, I asked, is that really a goat? Or a sorry excuse for a tent pole?
What else? That's really funny.
It was. I still can't help but laugh. You know what people say in Africa? Wine makes the soul come out of you. You're all right, my friend. You're all right.
So earlier when those men left your villa armed, did you think that was a power flex? Well, at first I was wondering about that because, as I said, there are laws regarding Roman citizens being armed in the city, especially former legionaries. However, when we were talking to the mom, she mentioned that they were specifically lictors. And in Roman law, lictors were the only force allowed to bear arms within the city under senatorial approval. The lictors are literally, think of them like the Secret Service for Roman elected officials. They existed purely to defend elected officials of Rome or those that the Senate had designated as in need of protection. It is a bit of a power move, but not as blatantly borderline illegal as I initially thought. They were lictors, which means they're meant to be armed. They're the only ones meant to be armed. That said, the traditional weapon of a lictor was not a gladius, it was an axe. If you've ever seen the original fasces, the thing that the fascists gained their name from, it is the bundle of sticks tied together with an axe in the middle. That was the symbol of the lictor. That was the original symbol of the lictor, because the idea is that they would carry these axes bound together with those rods to show we do not have our weapons drawn, but we have weapons, and if you force us to use them, we have the legal right to do so. If I recall the symbolism correctly. Don't quote me on this. I love Roman history, but it's been a while since I studied the very early and since I studied the mid and late Republic. You've been to many lands, haven't you, Caeso?
More than I could count. I've walked on so many different kinds of soil, seen so many faces, and broken so many hearts.
Well, you're not so bad yourself, Centurion.
I'm glad you came. Friendships that develop in war don't always stand the test of peacetime.
You did pick a good wine, too.
Marcellus Vipsenius is the best. Some say he's working on the recipes of the legendary Margot himself. Others say he smuggles his wine from Carthage.
You ever thought of settling down, retiring from the Legion?
An amusing notion. Should I also get a wife and make a few little brats of my own?
I mean, isn't that what this is all about? Get a couple tiny copies of yourself running around? Sounds like a fine life.
Not me. I'm an adventurer at heart, and an adventurer never rests.
So that also confirms my suspicions. He is a full-blown evocati. He's probably served his full 20 years in the Legion and then re-enlisted because he doesn't want to stop.
Sure, life is full of pain and misery, but it's also full of beauty and wonder. You should endure the former and live for the latter. There's so much to experience still.
I don't know, that last line sounds like you're trying to convince yourself more than me.
To people like us, settling down is like death. Something you don't long for, nor expect.
Another jug, Domini.
That will be all, Soa.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you, Domina. May we perhaps retreat to a private chamber?
Seems like your handsome visage keeps attracting women, Caeso.
I know. It's a blessing and a curse. Out with it, woman. What do you want?
I think I am with child.
Caeso? You know what? Nope, I'm keeping my mouth fucking shut.
You are the father of my child. Future child. Don't you remember me, Aquilinos?
What?
Caeso, is this true?
I don't know.
Oh, he sobered up fast. Oh no.
I've never seen this woman in my life.
You told me you would not remember me. Afterwards. And I respected that in a way, but now I need your help. Marcellus Vipsanius doesn't like his girls giving birth. He's a cruel man. I remember how kind you were to me. My child deserves better. Our child. Even if you don't want to have anything to do with me, I want our child safe and away from this shithole. Will you save me?
Well, this is getting serious real fast. She name dropping? I mean, Marcellius Viptanius is the guy that Kaiso mentioned owns this establishment, which means this is not just a winery. This is not just a bar. This is a full blown, you know, bar and whorehouse, which the Romans, it was very common. It was very common for them. How do we even know the child is Caeso's?
We don't, I guess.
I swear, I'm telling the truth.
Does it matter?
Quit bothering the guests, look here. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Quickly, Thawa.
The night has taken an unusual turn.
Do you really not remember?
I apologize. I don't. But I do tend to forget some things when I'm drunk. Still, I find it hard to believe I'd forget the mother of my own child.
I mean, you yourself said that you, like, didn't really bother learning. Hell, even she said that you wouldn't remember her, which does seem like something you'd say, Kai, so I'm not gonna lie. Do you think she was telling the truth?
Maybe. Well, not entirely. Times like these, I wish Callida were here. That woman has a knack for spotting a lie.
What will you do?
I don't know what to make of any of this. I'll have to think.
Curious, have you ever played the Persona series? No, I didn't really know anything about Persona until I watched a Let's Play of Persona 5. I believe it was Bricky's Let's Play of Persona 5, back when he was still very negative towards anime and his chat basically bullied him into playing it. Which was quite funny, because him trying to deal with the various anime tropes that he does not like very much was a bit of a joy. But no, I am not really familiar with the Persona series 90. I'm afraid not. I did like watching Persona 5. It was interesting. Kawakami is still the best girl, and I'm not going to hear any argument against that. Just saying. Saw Epic Namebro do a really cool playthrough of Persona 5, but he took down the channel for some reason. Wait, he took down his channel? Epic Namebro, that's, he used to do a lot of the Dark Souls shit. He used to work alongside VaatiVidya, didn't he? I haven't heard that name in a while. I haven't watched his stuff in a long time, but I remember him. He took down the channel? Not the whole channel? Okay. Whew, had me scared that, like, there's a big difference, dude. Like, this is YouTube. Taking down a video or a playthrough, that's one thing. It can be a bit weird if it's a whole playthrough. But the fucking channel, that had me spooked there for a moment, Lord Brownbear. Are you planning on playing it? I haven't picked it up, and aren't there like 5 different versions of Persona 5 now? I'd have to consider it. Because the main problem is I'm trying not to play too many games that I have already played through already, 90. Like, I make some exceptions. Like, I want to do the Metro series not too long from now, and I've played the Metro series to death, but I do love their universe, and I love playing them. But I guess with, like, first-person shooters, that isn't as big of an issue, but when it comes to RPGs, like, I've seen Persona 5 story. I've seen, like, I watched a full Let's Play of it. I've seen the story. It makes it a little bit... Persona is a lot. I mean, I kind of got that vibe from the 5th one, yes. Took in a few of his playthroughs, and we have no idea why. I never followed him super close. No, neither did I. I mean, I've seen his stuff over the years, and I know he worked with Vaati for a lot of stuff with the Soul series. But yeah. Okay, so just let me know if what I can do to help.
Thank you, my friend. That means a lot.
A VTuber friend of mine nuked a VOD in a playthrough because they accidentally swore. Look, I know that there's, like, I know that it's YouTube. I know that me swearing is going to negatively impact my growth on YouTube. I really don't care at this point. I just stream on YouTube, you know, just to stream and try to get, I mean, we've had some people show up in the YouTube chat and stuff like that. Occasionally people show that. It's just to give people an alternative choice. Plus, it helps for the people who really hate Twitch. And I totally understand if you really despise Twitch and don't want to watch me on there and decide to watch me on YouTube instead. Like, I get it. Twitch can be a pain in the ass. How about Really Go Wild to play South Park Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole? I'm not sure about that one. Again, no, here's the interesting thing. I have watched a Let's Play of Stick of Truth, so I'm very familiar with the story there. I have not actually seen the story or know of the Fractured Butthole, which I believe that one is like superhero themed. They are hilarious. Oh, I've seen clips. Tenma, I think like a year or two ago, played the Stick of Truth, and it was fucking hilarious. She even made a VTuber model in the, because she's from well, at the time, everyone thought she was from Canada. That she has since revealed that she's not from Canada. But she leaned into the joke by making a Canadian style VTuber avatar for her to use while she was playing. It's funny as hell. They're the type to avoid swearing. Nothing bad, just accidentally said fuck. Oh, I mean, I get that. I mean, I get that because, like, there is still that holdover of, like, Japanese idol culture strain in VTubing. And I respect the people who, like, keep to that mode because, like, it's a lot of work. Not swearing, not doing certain things, not mentioning certain things, really trying to stick in character and all that. Like, I respect it. It's not fully for me. I like being me. I like staying in character, so to speak. I like just being me. But there are something like, I swear like a sailor. I know that. And I'm not going to try and not dating, or at the very least, you don't mention it. Like, I mean, I don't know if anybody follows Nimi Nightmare and her former job that I will not mention out of respect because that's how these things are kind of handled. But it's very obvious that the relationship she talks about as Nimi was obviously going on while she was at the other job and while she was working for an idol company. So it's like, also, when you leave said idol company and the first thing you say is, FYI, guys, I have a husband and I couldn't talk about that while I was at the other company. It's like, okay, I think we all know why part of the reason she left is. Full-on idol groups often have a no dating rule. Yeah, I mean, well, idol groups have a bigger hurdle than VTuber idols because VTuber idols, as long as they manage their OBSEC properly, it's a lot easier to get away with doing things in real life without people knowing who you are. Whereas idols, they still go out and do things and like they're still real people, and no amount of makeup, especially with how obsessive some fans can be, no amount of makeup or face mask is going to cover up when someone recognizes you from like an IRL event. Not only to entice fans, but also because they straight up might get killed for it. Yeah, I remember that. Well, there's two major times that has happened. One was just straight up total psycho. The other was the lady who like straight up financially abused the guy to the point that he had a mental breakdown and then attacked her. Like, she straight up hounded him for money, guilt tripped him. Like, they had the whole conversation. I remember seeing this. They had like the text messages between them. And like, she was constantly like manipulating him to get more money, constantly abusing him emotionally and like mentally. And then he finally stabbed her. Now that's the latter one that I think happened like a year or two ago. And then there's the one from further back where a guy literally just went up to an idol and shot because they were total parasocial and like, it runs the gamut. The same skills that make an idol could easily make an idol into a totally manipulative psychopath. You make it sound like it's the company's doing it when you say it like that. Yeah. They don't feed into the idol culture of VTubing. They talk to and about their partner. The no swearing and alcohol is just what they do as a person. Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, fair enough. I mean, again, I guess maybe what I'm saying is not necessarily the idol culture, so to speak, but aspects of idol culture as far as what people talk and don't talk about. Because here's the thing, like, no offense, Apollo, to your friend, that was my assumption too when you mentioned it was, oh, it must be related to idol culture. You're never going to get away from that as a VTuber. Like, even if you're an English-speaking VTuber, if you have a rule like no swearing or stuff like that, people are going to assume it's part of idol culture because people are so used to idol culture and some of the controls that some companies can have on their idols. Like, I'm not saying it's right. You just watched me get it completely wrong, but it is going to happen. The most unrealistic part of K-pop Demon Hunters is the fact that the fans are reasonable people. I mean, it does kind of help you're in a universe where they literally are fighting demons. You can always hand wave a little bit there. Some VTubers have an oversharing problem. I swear to God, I know more about Kirsch's life than I do some of my personal friends. I mean, that is kind of the thing with VTubers, like, especially people who have had interesting lives. The demons are less unrealistic than the fans.
You go.
That's one way to say it.
I suddenly have much to think about.
Well, I have a feeling we'll be dealing with the aftermath of this later. Anybody else I can talk to in here? Negative. Oh, and the time actually did pass. It's actually quite late in the evening.
His own brother killed him. He admitted it in front of the Senate.
Oh.
That's outrageous. And he was a senator too. What kind of man kills a member of his own family?
Personally, I think it was brave. These patricians always put their family ahead of the people they're supposed to serve. They're corrupt, the lot of them.
I guess it is refreshing to see a man who would give up so much in the fight against corruption.
If that is indeed what he actually did. Alright, we came from that direction, so there's nothing else over there. Let's keep going along this street, because I see a chest over there.
Oh, it snuck up on me. It must have been something I ate. Too much oil, maybe. I just had to go, and I had to go fast.
Oh, the misfortune! Did you make it to a latrine in time?
I did, but... of course I didn't have my Tesorium with me. I didn't expect that sort of emergency.
You didn't. Wipe with one of the shared sponges, surely.
Oh,
I had to. I must have caught something from the damn thing. I've been itching all night.
Oh, poor bastard. He had to use the communal sponge. Oh,
It's
hello.
the young girl with the auburn hair on the second floor, on the corner.
Ah, indeed, she is a pretty one. I can see why he pines for her.
I wish
Oh.
she'd just take the boy in and give him what he wants so he'll stop moaning about her outside
Makes the
my
wearer
window.
count
It's
as
every
low
night
cover.
now.
Ooh.
If I were you, I would just empty the chamber pot on his head.
Okay, stop talking. I'm trying to read here.
I couldn't.
Horatius
It reminds me of
Proclus
my
was a
dear
legendary
Noctua.
Roman hero who famously held a bridge against an Etruscan army hundreds of years ago. This armor seems too modern to have belonged to him as its inscription suggests, but perhaps a part of his original armor was reused in the construction. Okay, it's a medium armor, -2 to movement, +8 to all resistances, health of 5, gives 7 slashing resistance, and an additional health of 1. Well, I can't access anybody's equipment right now, so we can't do anything with that. Still, he got like 5 STDs and 2 infection. I mean, to be fair, the Romans were pretty good about the public latrines did have sanitation. If I remember correctly, the sponges are supposed to be soaked in like a combination of alcohol and vinegar to kill any bacteria,
Could
but I mean,
pay you to send
that's
one of your
not
apprentices to
foolproof.
my house?
I'm sure we can arrange that. What seems to be the problem?
My house is built over the cloaca. There is a smell recently.
Oh, I see. I'll send someone out to you tomorrow, and we'll get that looked at.
Thought he was talking about getting robbed, but nope, had too much olive oil and gave himself crabs with the communal sponge. Yeah, probably.
You sent the birds to shit on my stall.
Are you out of your mind? You think I can command the birds?
They only shit on my crates, never on yours.
What difference does it make? Your crates are already full of shit.
I do like the diet. Like, I kind of wish some of it wasn't all voice so I could just read it. Huh?
I've missed his
Oh,
work
Sextus is
greatly.
back. Is that him?
He's working on new locks for me already. I've been asked to change all the locks in my Dominus's villa.
Can we get over here?
Clean linen for bandages,
Is there a...
fresh
Oh no,
medicinal herbs.
none of this is
It was the
accessible.
most unbelievable and bold political
News
maneuver
from
I've
Greece.
ever witnessed.
The army of
I still don't understand. To kill one's family is the worst act imaginable. He is obligated to defend
triumph
his
has been
family,
granted
even
by the
against
Senate
law.
to the victorious
Yet he
imperator.
seems to
I
have
will
turned
take
it to an
place on the
advantage.
calends of
The
next
people praise his
All
selfless
Romans
devotion
are
to our
asked
law
to
and
attend.
justice and to our republic.
It makes no sense at all.
I have the best wine in
Quintus.
Rome. Away. What brings you to the land of wine today? If wine is what you seek, you have come to the right place. My wine is much better than those of Marcellus Vipsanius.
Land of wine, you say?
That's what I call it. This area of the market belongs to the Collegium Venariorum. We are an association of all the wine merchants in Rome.
I'm well aware. My family has done business with you lot.
Oh, indeed. I recognize you now. Welcome to my stall, then. Are you looking to sell?
Doing the snaky leg. Yeah, my character's leg is apparently deciding to, God, I need to get the... You know what I need to get? I need to get the Gmod sound effect, the Gmod physics collision sound effect on like a soundboard. Just... What's so special about Marcellus
He
Vipsanus?
prioritizes customer satisfaction at the cost of morality and the law. He lies, cheats, and threatens. In the end, he acquires the best vintages.
Do you all produce wine?
Some of us do, but many of us purchase wine from vineyards and sell it here at the market.
Well, I do have wine in need of a buyer. Perhaps you'd be interested in making a good deal.
I would be very interested. But the rules state that I have to call the other merchants for a tasting. We each must have an equal opportunity.
Then gather around. We'll draw up the Vamphora and we'll give you the best tasting of your life.
Exciting! This is brilliant. Exquisite. The best wine I have tasted this year. You know, your father and my father used to trade, but I do not believe they ever achieved this level of excellence.
I do not know, Quintus. It does have a harsh finish.
I would call it nutty. It's a really good wine, though. I could sell this for years. Domine, would you consider a 5-year deal?
Oh.
I'm willing to buy a 5th of your stock this year, and another 5th next year, and so on. For each batch, I would offer you 1,000 denarii.
Ooh.
I won't risk that. Tastes change, and demands change with them. I'll pay you 3,500 denarii. Sure, it is less than you'd get from Claudius over 5 years, but I want all of this wine now.
I agree, it is a good wine. I will buy all of your stock right now, and I'll pay 4,000 denarii, more than Quintus is willing to part with. Half now, and half when I take delivery.
So if your family business is producing wine, does that mean being sent out to become a badass legatus and coming back with evidence of treason along with that mean that murdering your father may have hopelessly backfired? It's possible. Again, that might have been why Luco decided to kill his brother and try to cut his losses, but there's no guarantee that he's done with us yet. Quintus, why should I accept your offer?
I am an honest trader, Legate. My father used to deal with your father before either of us was born. I will sell your wine to the best clients and pay for all of it up front.
Claudius?
The deal favors us both. I pay less now, and you have greater profits in the long term.
And your offer is generous, Vipsanus. Will you honor it?
It's good money. More than what Quintus pays, and you'll get paid as soon as I take delivery. In exchange, your wine will be sold at the best tavern in Rome. It's an offer you cannot refuse.
Just by saying that, you made me very suspicious that I should not be trusting you.
I'm sure you've made the right choice, and that you know what's good for you.
Really? Another Logos choice? I should have picked Logos. How much you want to bet that we'll get to the point of the game where it lets me learn a second rhetoric or a second, like, dialogue choice thing? And I'll pick Logos, and then we'll never see another Logos choice for the rest of the game. What does it even say? Your offer makes sense, Claudius, but consider that as the remaining stock of this vintage dwindles, demand will soon exceed supply, driving the price up. There's also factor in the cost to me storing the wine. No, I'll go with Quintus. His father and our father did business. I consider that as an honest Roman to be worth more than a handful of denarii. We shall continue the tradition our fathers. I will sell my wine to Quintus.
Thank you. Our fathers would have been proud.
Preposterous. You can't make a deal with these fools. Mark my words, you will regret this. I give you one last chance to change your mind.
I am the head of the Tarquinian family, and I don't like your tone, Vipsanius. Why don't you get out of my sight before I lose my temper?
You have missed out on a great business venture.
He's going to send people to try and attack me. I can already guarantee that.
Thank you. You will not regret this decision. I will have my associates deliver payment to your villa at once.
Nice. In 3,500. That's good. That'll shore up our money situation. Over wine? I mean, Brown Bear, you're talking about wine in ancient Rome. This shit was more like water to them. And it got people drunk. This is like one of the most important commodities of ancient Rome. Like, I mean, it could be worse. We could have been trying to sell olive oil. The Romans practically went to war over salt and olive oil. I don't see anything else around here. Have we talked to you? Sextus.
So you found me
Sextus.
again.
Duh.
But you're a civilian now. Here you are, just another customer in my smithy.
You essentially just said over oil in modern terms. Not quite that important. Not quite that important, Tenwin. Salt would actually fit that bill because the Romans, they built salt mines. They enslaved people by the thousands to work in salt mines. They purposely went out of their way to acquire salt from tribes that crossed the Sahara Desert. The entire point of the word salary comes from the Roman root word for salt. There were times when the Roman legion was paid in salt. You want the one that they would actually do that for, it would be salt. They had factories for olive oil, they did. And yet the Romans still liked the really good shit. Remember, Apollo, you have to remember, after about the mid-Republic, the Romans were bougie as fuck. It wasn't just that you had olive oil. No. You needed to acquire olive oil with olives grown from a specific area in northern Asia Minor that was then pressed by a specific person who had been doing it for 6 fucking generations in the middle of Greece, which was then shipped to Africa to age for 6 months before being sent to Rome. The Romans built entire industries out of prestige items in the Republic and the Empire. Like, Lorica segmentata partially exists because it just was a prestige armor. Plate armor was doable, and the Romans had done it, the Persians had done it, but no one had equipped all their troops with plate armor. So the Romans went out of their way to do it for about a century, basically just to style on their opposition. Was it superior to chainmail? Somewhat in some cases. Was it a pain in the ass to make and a pain in the ass to maintain? Yes, we have records of Roman quartermasters lamenting having to put Lorica segmentata back together because it was a pain in the ass for them. And it's also why after the 1st and 2nd century AD, the Romans go back to heavily favoring chainmail because it was just so much easier to work. Learning more about Rome than I ever have in school, and I know my flighty ass ain't gonna retain half of it. That's why I love games like this. This is my favorite grumpy old iron pounder. Suppose it was a vain hope you might afford me more respect as a customer than as a legatus.
Only because you've never met any of my competitors, I'm sure. I don't suppose you're in the market for some carpentry tools?
You don't make arms and armor here?
There is no market for such tools in peacetime. And of course, weapons are not allowed inside the pomerium. Tell you what, I do have something here you might be interested in.
The Romans aren't exactly what people think, but they got one thing right, is that how they try to be stylish, and man, did they style. Oh yeah. Rome is the originator of quasi-evil empire, but damn, they look cool. And that, like, the Lorica segmentata is just that to a T. Like, it wouldn't even really be historically accurate for us to have a suit of Lorica segmentata at this point in the history, but if I don't see at least one by the end of this game, I'll be disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if it's even literally just one. So are you without even a personal dagger or something in case of a fight? Given that we followed the law when they disarmed us by crossing the Rubicon, yes, we are completely disarmed. Again, by Roman law, Lord Brownbear, lictors, which were the personal guard of the Senate and dispatched by the Senate to deal with things, were the only fully armed members of the Roman citizenry. There was a quasi-town watch, but the most they would have would be what is essentially quarterstaffs. They were not allowed any edged weapons. That said, criminals had knives. Patricians would occasionally carry a knife. It was not uncommon, but no one acknowledged it. To acknowledge it was to lend it legitimacy, and that would immediately get cracked down on by the Senate, at least during the early and middle and going into the late Republic. That's why it was such a big deal when first Marius and then Sulla and then eventually Pompey and Caesar marched on Rome with their legions, because it was a direct violation of one of the oldest tenets of the Roman state.
Have you ever heard the legend of the Ancilia?
The shields of Mars. I have.
Well, it just so happens I have come into possession of one of the replicas created by Numa Pompilius.
If it were the original, I believe the legends prescribe that Rome will only stand so long as the Ancillae is preserved.
Then, if you buy it from me, you should take good care of it.
You wish to sell me this?
Or perhaps it's the original. Who knows? But you see, even a replica, ancient and storied as it is worth a small fortune. If nothing else, it's an exquisite artifact of a bygone age.
I'm surprised you're manning the stall all by yourself, Sextus. Should you not have an assistant for this?
You are as savvy in business as you are in warfare, I see. I do have an assistant, my daughter. She is all I can afford. But today she is with her teacher learning history or Greek or some other such high-minded nonsense. The hope is if he fills her head with enough such drivel, she will find a wealthy husband so she'll never have to peddle my pots and pans again.
Fair enough. You know what? I just made quite the deal on our wine purchases, so you know what, Sectus? I like you, and I trust you, as opposed to many of the other people in the city. I will purchase your replica.
A fair price, I should say. Very well. The Ancile is yours.
There's a reason the original Anomalocaris design I had was modeled off of gladiator armors. Ooh. Which one, though? Because gladiators all had a very particular style. Because each of the types of gladiators was designed to emulate either an ancient Roman enemy or one that they were facing in the modern day, and was often designed to play up attributes that the Romans thought of with those people.
I cannot guarantee that it once belonged to a god, but you have my word that it is a good shield, and it will serve you well should you ever use it in combat.
Thank you, Sextus. I'll see you around. So what did we get? Ooh, the Ancilla. It's a level 2 item. Oh, okay. At the end of your turn, your shield strength is restored by however many movement points you have left. Ooh. It is said that the shield of Mars fell from the sky. The second king of Rome had 11 replicas made of it to be stored with the shield itself in the Shrine of Mars. Over the years, some of these replicas, each a holy relic in their own right, have been lost. Now at least one of them has been found. So it comes with Hunker Down, which gives us total deflection from the front. We have Shield Advance, push the target 1 hex away and move into the hex previously occupied by the target. Good. And Shield Bat applies Stunned, but it does apply Exposed as well. The character cannot block with their shield and is treated as if their shield strength is 0. Fair enough. Still, though, I think we're going to get some good use out of that. 2 different types I had. The segmented arm covering with my model still kind of has. Oh, so the, oh, I can't remember the name of it, but yes, the hand guard, the arm guard, the segmented arm guard. Funnily enough, that's one of the rare examples where a piece of equipment went from being gladiator equipment to being legionary equipment. The Legion actually introduced a reinforced arm guard during the Dacian campaigns under the Empire, partially to deal with the Dacian Falx, which was a particularly brutal, cutting blade, or not cutting blade, I should say, more of an oversized machete. Essentially, it was designed specifically just to cut through armor and cut through. The Romans had to do several redesigns of their equipment to face the Dacians because the Dacian weaponry was almost designed from the ground up to punch through armor. They reinforced their helmets. They redesigned the segmentata to increase the overlap of the metal plates. They introduced the arm guard to protect the sword arm. They reinforced the scutum. There's a lot of speculation that the Dacians were one of the more difficult campaigns that the Empire faced. And it's no surprise, the region of Dacia, which is modern-day Romania and parts of Hungary, is very rich in iron. So a lot of historians and archaeologists speculate that the Dacians had been working with iron almost as long as the Romans had. And thus, while they didn't have advanced armors, they had developed their weapons to punch through things. The Falx, the Rofanian. I was not aware it became legionary armor. We know arm guards existed for most of the Legionaries' history, but they weren't very common until you start looking at the Dacian campaigns, and suddenly Legionaries were equipping those arm guards almost en masse. And the main thing was it had to protect the sword arm, because the shield arm is already protected by the scutum, and the scutum was very, very strong. As I said, though, they did have to reinforce the outer edges of the scutum because the Falx and the Rofanian were literally cutting through the shield. And that was actually causing problems for the Romans in their infantry battles at the time. The Dacian wars were particularly brutal for the Empire. I do believe that's everything here. Yes. What's interesting about the Falx, though, is its appearance. It literally looks like a reverse katana. So you know how the katana is a curved sword, but that curve is a very subtle curve and it's facing towards the enemy? Flip that over and put the cutting edge on the inside, and that's basically the design of a Falx. But it was weighted and lengthened such that it was very, very brutal. It just hacking limbs. The Romans specifically noted that it could cut through the scutum, that it could cut through their armor. There were accounts of Roman legionaries who would hold up their shields to block the Falx, and the Falx would come down with such force that it would cut through part of the shield and impact missed the soldier's helmet, knocking them unconscious, if not outright killing them. It was a brutal weapon. When I get home, I'll find the original Anomalocaris, and trust me, the one you'll know what the armor is based off. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. All right. Next up is Campus Martius. Oh, Dianar. So wait. What else are we dealing with here? Khalida wants to meet Bestia. Okay, I didn't even read the quest name. A lovely bouquet of red flags. Oh no. Oh no. And then the education of Bestia Tabat. Right. So, actually, if that's the case, let's go to the Senate first, because that's where, yes, Cineros will be. Let's do that. Now, to be fair, given everything I just said regarding the Dacian Wars, you always have to take it with a grain of salt, because the Romans, the idea of objective reporting was not something that the Romans really did. Most ancient historians didn't do. That said, we have also been shocked by the number of times that ancient historians, even reporting on things that we thought were exaggerated, turned out to be completely correct. I've seen a meme in the historian community where it's like, for decades, people will be like, wow, this thing that Herodotus or Thucydides wrote couldn't possibly have been real. He's obviously exaggerating. And then like every few years we'll get a report like, no, it turns out archaeological evidence and local conditions have confirmed that something that they wrote about was completely correct. Did they write about it in a poetic way that made it sound fantastical? Oh, absolutely. But they were still right. It's one of those weird things where it's like, no, sometimes Herodotus had the right idea. Just go to a place, talk to people, and eventually you'll uncover the truth, because you'll talk to enough people that one of their accounts is going to give you an idea of what happened. Also, I didn't realize we are actually in control of Bestia right now. Yes, we are. Kind of weird that he's in... I don't know why. The black and red is fitting for him, but seems very out of place for Rome. All right, let's see what he's doing.
You're here. Let us begin. First, tell me what you thought about my question.
I could not find the answer. It's a difficult question.
Naturally. We can only speculate about the meaning of life. Let us frame it another way, then. What would you hope that the purpose of your life might be?
I have to wonder, is this how they're handling... Like, in most RPGs, your conversations with your companions can kind of shift how your companions act to certain things. I mean, infamously, like, Baldur's Gate 3 is a great example. You basically can help control the ending for most of your companions. I'm wondering if Expeditions Rome is taking it a different direction, where you're given the option to choose their dialogue in relation to other things that don't involve your main character. To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. I can't even do a bad Schwarzenegger accent. It's just a bad accent in general. Wow. Survival. Okay, so let's put ourselves in the mind of Bestia. We're not in the mind of our Roman character. We're in the mind of Bestia right now. He's a former gladiator. His whole thing is eliminating threats, defeating his enemies, and just... he plays it up. He loves hearing people talk about it. He does have a bit of an ego on him. The meme of archaeologists not knowing why something was just to see some dork make a long teacup just to make the oh long tea joke. Yep. Or the common thing with archaeology, which is always, we don't know what this does. It must have had ritual significance. Like, that's just the catch-all term of, we don't got a fucking clue what they used this for. Okay, so the question is, what would you hope that the purpose of your life might be? Knowing Bestia, he hopes to die a glorious death, but what he gets on the way there might be very different.
In essence, what you're saying is that we live to die. Why would you delay your purpose, then? You can die right now. Why don't you?
It would not be glorious enough.
Few people die a glorious death, Bestia. Surely you must know that. So if glory is the purpose of existence, there must be something wrong with it. To understand reasons, we must understand causes. We must know the root cause of all there is and all there will ever be, the stones of which the universe is made, or what we call the first principle.
The first principle, like distance and steps.
In a way, Those may be the first principles of fighting. Your distance and your stance change based on your tools and foes, but they are common elements to all fighting.
That sounds likely, but what is the principle?
No one really knows what the first principle is, but thinking about it is the first step in finding one's purpose. Opinions are divided. Some say the first principle is water. Others say it's wind, fire, or earth. What do you think the first principle might be?
Water flows, but in the cold. Okay, we're getting deep into Platonic and Aristotelian philosophy here. Or, well, I wouldn't say deep, but we're getting, but by the standards of the internet, we're getting into it deep. By the standards of actual philosophy, I can already feel a philosophy 101 fucking person looking at this and going, this is basic. Everything comes out of the earth. Any one of those could be the answer. Water flows, but in the cold of night, I've seen it turn to ice.
Do not think of it as water itself. Anaximandros says the first principle is fluid and water-like. It is the indeterminate boundless. He calls it the realm of the infinite, which is in eternal motion. When things exist, they become finite. But when they cease to exist, they go back to the water of infinity.
So then we are like the basilisk. Our gaze and our perception makes things solid.
An interesting take on the tale of the basilisk. Indeed. Perhaps our actions turn our ideas into stone.
I can see that. I'm not as big on the idea of by simply not observing something, it goes back to the infinite, because that's a little bit delusional. But the idea of we take the formless infinite of the world, which is simply in its natural state, and by our actions create something concrete out of that, that's a little more understandable. I have seen wind knocking down houses.
It is not about strength. Anaximenes believes the wind is the soul of the world, because it is the wind that makes us breathe and live.
My biggest issue I have with archaeologists is they don't talk to people, because I keep seeing posts where they find a tool that is still in use to this day, or some evidence of a practice that's still used to this day, or just common sense, like keeping knives out of the reach of. Oh yeah, I mean that's another issue. Like, say what you will about the whole ritual thing, at least that's just a passive-aggressive way to say we don't know. But there are occasionally times where it does feel like some archaeologists just don't want to acknowledge that there is a direct line. Let's be honest, there is a certain strain of archaeological thought that really wants to believe that human beings have fundamentally changed over the course of human history. And unfortunately, at least near as I can tell from reading human history, that's just not the case. Like, some things have changed, our circumstances have changed, technology has changed, the world around us has changed, but the fundamental, almost software-like programming of the human mind really has not shifted in like 10,000 years. And I think there's, and it's not just archaeologists, Apollo, I think there's a certain strain of academia in different fields, philosophy, psychology, pretty much any of the social sciences, that really wants to believe that human beings fundamentally have changed over even just the last few centuries. Hell, some would go so far as to say that humans have fundamentally changed just within the last few decades, to which I find baffling. Our technology has changed, but when you actually look at how people respond to things, it really hasn't. I mean, hell, to tie it back into Rome, one of my favorite little anecdotes that I love hearing is anytime people talk about how, oh, the ancient world was so far separated from us, I couldn't even comprehend what they thought of or what they did. We have the written records of some of the first citizen complaints that were sent to the office of the first citizen, aka Augustus, aka Octavian, aka the first Roman emperor. And do you know what most of them are about? There's too many foreigners in our city. The roads are too congested with traffic. The rent is too damn high, and there's too much pollution in the water. You could move that into any modern city for the last 1,000 years, and it wouldn't be much different. Yeah, Junius's mother is a whore. Mysterious graffiti found on Roman emperor's wall. Yeah, there's a cave with this very high, written 14 feet up on a wall, written in North. Yeah, like, it's just, you'd be surprised. We have graffiti from the Varangians carved into the Hagia Sophia, where it's like, Dude was walking through the Hagia Sophia, decided to leave his signature somewhere. It's like, human beings have really not changed as much as people want to believe they have. And it's across the spectrum. Don't again, you know me, I try not to bring politics into this. I'm not saying this is politics. I'm saying this is across the board. There are people on every side of every political debate. It's more of a mentality. There's a certain people on this planet that just have to believe that the past is a completely foreign and alien land that they will never understand. And I don't know why. There are penises graffiti on the walls in Palma. Have you seen the amount of pornographic graffiti we found in Pompeii alone? Pompeii wasn't even a very big city, all things, because it was sizable for the Italian peninsula, but it wasn't like a massive city. And yet we found so many examples of just pornography and like and various sexualized graffiti all over Pompeii. Men has always felt the desire to draw dicks. Yes, exactly.
He also posits that all other elements are derived from air. Fire happens when wind blows too fast, yet water happens when the air is too slow.
So he's talking about the breath that gives life to all.
Maybe. I don't think a rock has breath, though.
I don't think a rock has breath. I mean, one could say the rock is what happens when the breathing stops. Mountains crack, fire comes out of the earth. This is known.
It's more about the inherent movement of fire than the destructive force thereof. Heraclitus says fire is change, and as such, the only thing that is always the same.
Academics are often taught to rationalize their feelings instead of how to be rational, resulting in effectively being articulate children. It's not all of them, but I do feel that there is a certain strain of academic that absolutely comes to that conclusion. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're all taught that, Lord Brownbear, but I do feel that certain teaching styles lean towards people doing that just almost by necessity, either as a way to protect their own egos or just because they can't come up with any other way to view the world.
Everything changes. Nothing ever is. We are all in the process of becoming and never stop. Change is the only common element in the world.
Pursuing my degree in English, I feel utterly surrounded by it. Oh, I imagine English and literature probably has a lot of it because unfortunately English literature has a long history of stuff like that. Like even like we even have people from like 17 to 1800s who basically just wrote to provide their own biased explanations for the world and then never look back. Not saying they weren't written well, but that still doesn't change the underlying philosophical principle that the person wrote it for. If fire is changed, then doesn't that mean everything is made of fire?
It doesn't, but it means fire is in everything.
But then wouldn't everything come out of the earth?
Or maybe nothing comes out of anything. Parmenides said nothing can ever be seen in the process of becoming. Things always just are. A process of change is just a trick of our senses. At any given moment, things are stationary.
One of my necessary classes where there was a meeting of the professors of the humanities, a professor without a hint of irony wore a read books punch Nazi shirt. I had to stop myself from sneering. Yeah, again, because that's okay. We are treading a little bit close to the politics angle, Lord Bramber. Let's be careful of that. That kind of stuff always comes back to the simple question of, okay, who defines what is a Nazi? Because we've spent the better part of a century and no one can seem to agree on any of it. It just always seems to boil down to, it's the person I don't like that I want to have the ability to punch. And if that's the case, guess what? Again, I go back to my original point. Human beings really haven't changed that much. The Romans talked a big game about how we only wage war in self-defense, which is why we're preemptively declaring a war of self-defense against our neighbors who have never attacked us. It's just an excuse to commit violence. Again, 2,000 years, human beings really haven't changed that much. There's people who want to believe otherwise. There's people who stake their entire academic livelihoods on believing otherwise. But I have not seen evidence that it's true. Senses can be trained to become reliable.
If your senses are not reliable, how could you ever know?
Then I suppose with everything you've said, any one of those could be the answer.
And that is what Empedocles says. He believes any or all of those can be the answer. It depends on the situation or person. But I believe that to be a non-answer.
It does sound like he didn't have his own ideas.
I agree.
And what do you believe the answer is, Cineros?
Who knows? Thinking about the first principle is a way of thinking about the world. And only by knowing the world clearly can you know yourself.
And by knowing myself, I know others.
He who knows himself and others can surely make better decisions.
I mean, Sun Tzu, he who knows himself and the enemy will never fear the result of 100 battles. He who knows himself but not the enemy will need to fear the results of half his battles. He who knows neither himself nor his enemy will fear every battle.
Only then you can trust your actions. Only then can you be a good man. Only then can you be free.
I do not feel free.
Perhaps because your mind is not free. A man who is not allowed to do what he wants, can such a man be truly free?
I want to find my sister, yet I can't even look for her now.
Because you're free to look anywhere, but you do not know where to begin. Sometimes an abundance of freedom can be as restricting as the lack thereof.
I'm starting to think someone on the writing team had a philosophy degree in ancient Greek and really wanted to use it in this game.
You may pursue your own happiness, but when it comes at the cost of someone else's, can you be called a good man?
Imprisonment begins in the mind, Baphomet. Wait a minute. Yeah, I was about to say Lord Brown Bear. But hey, I mean, that is very fitting though, because the demons and devils of Golarion and other settings, it is often a case of the road to hell or the road to the abyss in Baphomet's case is paved with good intentions, or maybe good ideas, we should say. In a world where everyone's selfish, what can a good man do? Everyone has a different story. Everyone has different ideas of happiness. Do I have to be a good man? You may pursue your own happiness, but when it comes at the cost of someone else, can you be called a good man? In a world where everyone is selfish, what could a good man do?
A good man can sacrifice his own happiness for that of others. You can do that even if you're usually a bringer of pain. Happiness is the absence of misery. If you do not know how to make people happy, then you can try to eliminate misery. By doing that, you can be a good man.
I wonder where this is going with Bestia. I'm not happy no matter how many foes I slay because it's not bringing him any closer to the goal that he actually wants to accomplish. Like, he likes the idea of being adored by the crowd or showing off his skill, but the thing he wants most is to find his sister, and no amount of killing random people for the sake of glory and honor is ever going to get him closer to that.
I know. You have unfinished business. You will not be happy unless you find her. It is your goal in life, Bestia. Just like your sister, you are partly stuck in the realm of ideas. You will not be complete until you find her, or find her not.
Listen, Baphomet fucked his own mother. That is no punchline. He did that unironically. I'm not disputing that, Lord Brown Bear. I'm just saying there's a reason every well-written villain has at least a couple of gems, like the whole imprisonment begins in the mind thing. Even if everything else they do is objectively fucking evil. Our father sold us both, but her price was twice as high as mine. Yeah, see, I knew this was eating at him.
You were a child, Bestia. No one will hold you to account for what you thought back then.
I know, but I still miss her.
It is only natural. Who knows who Serwa your sister is now?
Her eyes had the color of the sky, and she liked to sing. She had a peculiar birthmark on her cheek. Do you think we could find her?
Do you want me to be honest?
A virtuous man speaks the truth.
What matters is not if you will find her, but what you will do if you find her.
Fair point. That's also Cineros' way of saying, look, dude, you asked me to help teach you. I don't got a goddamn clue where your sister is, though. Feels almost like an insecurity when you listen to Cineros and realize no one in your life has ever talked to you the way he tries to teach Bestia. Feels almost like an insecurity when you listen to Cineros? I mean, I am getting a little bit of that from Bestia. He is kind of treating Cineros like old men must be wise, but Cineros is also kind of treating it like, dude, they're like, yes, I know a lot, but the things you want to know, I just don't know. And until you come to terms with that and figure out what you're going to do, the best I can do is just point you in the right direction. Thank you.
You're welcome, Discipule. I can only ask the right questions. It is you who should find the answers.
I did like that, though. If this is how they're going to handle, like, character side quests, I'm totally down for it. I like this. I also kind of like that we've had this, I think, twice with Bestia. It's interesting that they're putting such a focus on him. I like it. All right, yeah, we did the Senate, we did the streets. Campus Martius is next. Oh, God, it's Khalida and Diana. Oh, God, Bestia, what are you going to do? Oh, no, Bestia, what are you going to do? Listening to Cineros makes me feel like, I had a granddad, a dad, a bunch of teachers. Why did none of them pick my brain like Cineros does?
By fire, talking to his friend.
Oh, God.
Let's find a way to let him down easy.
Oh, no. Khalida even had to bring backup for this. Oh, no. I will find it funny, though, if I wasn't going to try and romance Khalida, it would be interesting to see if you can get Khalida and Bestia to pair up. It would be kind of funny. Oh, this must be like a gladiator training arena. Well, we are near the Campus Martius, so they would have military supplies here. The Jokers, it's all one bad day shtick, two faces. The truest justice comes from chance things. A lot of memorable villains have a philosophy they stick to. Oh, absolutely. The most memorable villains are either those that do have like a core nugget of truth that they wrapped their trauma, pain, and psychosis around. And then the others are the ones that really just go nuts.
You came. And you have brought Daenerys.
No, Bestia, this is not an offer for a threesome. I don't think that's the direction she's going with this.
Kalidar is showing me around. This city is big. Bigger than I thought. We have seen many dresses. Some of them actually pink.
Don Quixote de Flamingo. A child who experiences nothing but peace will have values different from one who's experienced war. Yep. Yep. I don't know about this. Feels like everyone's looking at me. Coming here was a good idea, Bestie. It's nice to be away from the bustle of the streets. Hard to believe, but she was really taken by the pink dress.
Bright red. A bright color of warning. A predator's color. Pink looks good on you, Daenerys.
I don't think that was the angle she was going for, but I'm not surprised Bestia took it that way.
Thank you. What is this place? Why are you here always?
I can't even imagine staying in one place for so long. The thought alone unsettles me. Everyone has a second home. The Campus Martius is yours. It is the Field of Mars, the holy place for war. Yeah, the Field of Mars was the traditional gathering site of the Legion. It was just outside of the legal prescripted bounds of Rome, so weapons were allowed upon the Campus Martius. It was where the Legion was gathered before marching. Bestia is surprisingly good at compliments for dudes. Yep.
A place for your war god? Why do you have so many gods? People are difficult enough. Gods are worse.
Look, Daenerys, some people handle superstitions are handled in two different ways. Either you've got one god, either you've got a whole lot of gods that you need to appease constantly, and that's what the Romans went with, or you have a whole lot of gods that you do your level best to ignore that they even exist. See the Irish and the Fae and pretty much anything related to that.
You speak truth. Perhaps our souls are lonely, and that's why we need many gods.
There! Stop right there! You're coming with us!
The fuck?
Please, do not make this more difficult than it needs to be.
Oh, you poor bastards brought quarterstaffs, and Bestia's gonna beat the shit out of somebody if you try anything.
Do you know these Landakai?
Oh, her family sent them. I'll bet you anything. Oh, never mind. Meet Aulus, my little brother. He's here to get me arrested. Oh, okay, hold on. Aulus.
They told me you were back in the city. I did not believe it. I do not know what kind of god possessed you, for
Kinda
I do
says
not know
a lot
which
that
of
her
these
own
gods
brother
is more
doesn't get a full
foolish.
portrait.
Mars watches over us here. Mind your words.
Why have you followed me
You are
here?
a criminal.
Oh?
You are a disgrace to our family. Because of what you've done, we all will be infamous.
Is this you talking or father talking through you?
Only I can speak for our family now.
Oh. I didn't mean to kill him. It was an act. Oh. Khalida, what did you do?
Kill whom?
Accident. It was an accident. When you drop a jug of water and it shatters, that is an accident. When you push your own husband down the stairs and shatter his skull, well, I believe they call that murder.
Oh dear. Okay, so I assumed Khalida got the fuck out of Dodge before she got married. Turns out that's not the case. So you're doing Father's dirty work.
Father is dead. I think he died of grief because his only daughter acts as if she's a man.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say this does not sound like something Khalida would actually say. She's usually been very polite. But it is funny as fuck that they included this as an option. No, we're going to try and, again, like, it is funny they included it, but it literally does not sound like something she would say.
Doesn't matter. The dead do not come back.
Bestia, Dayanara, this is Aulus, my brother.
Arrested? For what?
Did you not hear the part about shoving a man down a marble staircase, Bestia?
She killed a man.
Demeaning her brother for being a bitch would be a pretty off-kilter. Yeah, like, I never got that vibe from her. She's very standoffish, that's true, and she can be rude if someone, like, invades her personal space. But that line seemed a bit harsh for her, I'm not gonna lie.
I kill men all the time. When they deserve it.
Oh no, we have literally the worst two people we could possibly have for this conversation.
Rome does not look kindly on women who kill men, regardless of how much the man deserved it.
I mean, to be fair, when one of your founding myths is a woman who killed herself rather than killed the man who raped her, but her killing of herself then sparked a riot that then led to the formation of the Republic. Yeah, I can kind of see why they see it more as a... the honorable thing is to take it to the authorities or to take it to the people and let them judge, because that's literally one of Rome's founding myths, which the ousting of the Tarquinian kings, the final two kings of Rome. The rape of Lucretia, I believe, is what the tale is called. Wait, what's that story? So Rome had... okay, so Rome's mythical founders were Romulus and Remus. Romulus gifts the idea of the Legion and the idea of the Senate to Rome. But after his death, the Romans invite in a couple of Latin and Etruscan kings to rule over them. There are 11 in total. The first 7 are considered the good kings, and the last 4 are considered the middling to bad kings. The final king is Tarquinius Superbus, and his son has the hots for a high-ranking patrician's wife. So eventually he sneaks his way into her home while her husband is away and rapes her. Lucretia, the woman who was raped, then dresses in all black and walks out into the center of the city and begins to talk non-stop about what just happened. She basically gives a full public speech about everything that Tarquinius, the father is Tarquinius Superbus. I can't remember what the son's name was, but he was also named Tarquinius something. She basically goes on the whole thing, and I can't remember if she kills herself or if she offers to kill herself, because I haven't read this story in a while. But the end result is all 400 patrician families, the 400 families that make up the Senate, marching on the Tarquinian palace, ousting the Tarquinians from power, and vowing that Rome would never again be ruled by a king. And that is considered the founding of the Republic. So Rome has a history in regards to women and sexual assault and that, where it's very much taken as a case of, if a woman is treated as such, she should take it to the people, because the Roman people are supposed to be virtuous enough to stand up for their women. Did that actually happen historically? Probably not, because as through most societies, it was usually blamed upon the woman if she got raped or something like that. Though most male members of the family would probably take the woman's side, but that could lead to blood feuds, which was a whole other problem that the Romans had on occasion.
Deserved? I didn't realize marriage was a capital offense.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, we can go down this line. Because the first one is just, I didn't want to marry him, no one asked my opinion. He treated me... Now, this would be interesting, because she is from... I think she's from a patrician family from the sound of it, and this would be a big thing. Because the Romans were very restrictive on their women, although not much more than any of the other Mediterranean societies at the time. But there was nothing specifically barring them from, say, moving about the city or something like that. That was something that even the Romans thought was a bit much, because they saw it with some of the Athenian practices, and some of the Greek city-states did have very restrictive rules regarding women leaving the home. But the Romans never saw that problem, especially not among like mid to lower ranking women. That was just not even considered. He was treating me like a serwa. He forbade me to practice archery, broke the bow you gave me. I wasn't even allowed to leave the villa.
He was your husband. He's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants, and you're still not allowed to kill him. Yulia, please. I do not want to see you hurt. Surrender peacefully.
That sounds like a threat, little
I was about to say, you don't want to say this right now.
Threatening the wrong person can get you killed.
What? Are you her gladiator lover or something? What do you mean?
Usually, what I say.
Bestia's like, don't make me repeat myself, little man. Stop it. No one's dying today. I'm innocent.
Innocent? I can't even recognize you. My sister was a kind and happy person who always
helped protect you while father forced you to become someone you're not? Ooh. We're diving real deep into some family psychology issues here. Her brother should feel a little for his sister. It's odd he's like that. From the sound of it, well, first of all, she left, which left him alone with, from the sound of it, a very overbearing and overprotective, or not overprotective, overly controlling father. Which, again, not uncommon for the Romans, given the nature of the pater familia and the way that was always handled, but still something that isn't going to necessarily be good for you.
That you did, didn't you? In return, it was always you who was beaten. That wasn't fair. But life isn't.
Okay, given the angle we just did with these previous conversations, neither of these feel very good. But I guess we'll go with this one. If you really believe that, then you owe me and it's your turn to protect me.
Very well. I will try to convince Mother.
Oh, right, he did say the dad's already dead, so we might be dealing with an overbearing mom as well.
We're leaving, men. Yulia, stay out of sight.
Well, luckily, she does know how to do that. We just need to get her a cloak.
You handled that very well.
Why did he leave?
He just wants to protect you.
Yet it looks like he doesn't know how.
That is very true. Okay. Okay, so this very much felt like a teaser. I have a feeling we will encounter more problems related to this in the near future. I have no doubt about that. All right, well, so Bestia's attempt to get a date just flopped on its face without, he didn't even have to say anything. It was literally just from a third party showing up. Interesting. Interesting. So I'm also going to assume this is how we get Khalida back in our party, because she's going to be like, I need to get out of Rome right now. Get me the fuck out of here. And that's it. That is the end of Act 1. I guess they are counting the Rome segment as being part of Act 1, so still. I would call this more of an interlude, because I don't think we're going to be here for very long from the looks of it. Oh no, Dainara, and then our mom, and is Cineros around, or? Yes, he's over there. Okay. Dainara, you got anything?
Everything is safe.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the help. And let's check in with Cineros. It does occur to me, I don't see Bestia around, so I guess he's not staying at the villa.
Good evening.
Have you tasted this year's battle?
Dominions.
How are you doing with Bestia? Is he doing well?
It's certainly a different experience compared to teaching you and your sister. To a casual observer, Tabat could seem slow, intractable, or, dare I say, stupid.
But
that would be a wrong assessment. I have found Bestia Tabat to be infinitely malleable. We're lucky to have him on our side.
How are we doing financially?
We're doing very well, actually. Given enough time and persistence, we can rely on the wine business solely. In fact, we owe our success in the political arena partly to our excellent vineyard.
That's good to hear. Is that a knife? Oh, kitchen knife. It literally just has one skill and it stabs. All right, take it. Every item helps. You never know. Never know. Ooh, nope, that's just a couch. All right, I think we're done. It's been almost 2 hours of just dialogue and walking around the city, but I mean, honestly, it's a nice... I will admit, it is a nice little reprieve after all the action from the first part of Act 1. If we're gonna get these Rome segments between every, like, major story bit, I'm here for it.
Is everything well, dear?
Yep. Our standing is much improved thanks to my achievements in Greece, but it's time we begin restoring the villa and expanding our business.
They told me Lucullus is your patronus now. That means our family reputation will be restored.
That and more.
Hello, Lucullus. What's up?
Lucius, Louiana.
Oh, he brought our sister,
So
that's
good
why.
to see you again, Mother. And brother, you're back.
Yeah, I can see why our sister was in such high demand amongst the patricians of Rome. Good lord.
Isn't that a beautiful sight?
It is.
You are the patriarch of this family now. The well-being of it is your primary concern.
Correct.
The villa is yours. All of your rights are restored. Congratulations.
And that was just Act 1. I cannot wait to see how this goes to hell in the second act.
I don't know how we can ever repay you, Lucius.
There's no need to repay anything. You of all people should know that, Claudiana. This was not a transaction.
She is quite pretty. Yep. Still, I consider myself in your debt, and I will find a way to pay it back.
I'll keep that in mind.
Is that it? But what if
Don't worry, Claudiana. No one can harm your family as long as I am alive. Everything will be fine.
Cut to Act 2. He dies. Who wants to bet? I have a bad feeling about this. I have a very, very bad feeling. Why would you say that line right before it fades to black? Oh. Uh-oh. 5 years quietly pass you by. Okay, we're getting a time skip. Interesting. Okay. Oh, right. This is just to... I mean, I guess we can... Let's get the... Okay, so which ones have been fully undone? That does cost linen. Fine, replenish it. I would... Okay, that one we need to use the free on, because we only have we have very low supplies of these. We have very low supplies of these. Let's replenish these. We have the money for it. I wish you could, like, combine uses, so I don't have to do this with both. Because there's kind of no point in repairing it when you've used one of them rather than both of them. We're going to hold off on that.
Good morning, dear. Have you slept well?
As usual, I slept like an infant. In my dream, I was swimming in a river. A pack of house cats seemed to be standing guard.
Cats standing guard? Against whom? Will they stop the northern barbarians by their sheer fluffiness?
I mean, it's worth a shot. Everyone likes cats. Maybe even the Gauls like cats.
I heard in the East, people think that cats guard the gates of the underworld.
And perhaps the gods are trying to tell me to be careful.
It is always wise to be careful.
You know, now that I'm looking at the character portraits, I can definitely see where our sister got her looks from, because goddamn.
There is a thing. He asked to see you, Lorco. He says he has a business proposition.
Intriguing. Could be a show of goodwill.
Goodwill? Lorco? Unlikely. If anything, he's more devious than his brother.
Don't worry. I'll keep it in mind and I'll have a plan.
Whatever you do, be careful.
Interesting. Act 2 is Africa, but it's important to note that the Romans defined Africa as they knew it, basically as the middle section between Egypt and Mauritania. What we would see nowadays as modern-day Algeria, Libya, and Tunisia. Not the whole of Africa. They had different... Well, I mean, usually they had different names for those heads. Wait, is there more I can talk to you about? Hold on. Anything else?
Is everything well?
Nope. Okay. Good. Just wanted to make sure. Sure I'm not missing any dialogue. Anybody else in here? Not seeing anything over
That
here.
boy who always asks for you hasn't been around in a few days.
He became too aggressive when I turned him down.
What happened?
Deianira had a stern talk with him, and it seems he got the message.
Deianira's already earning her keep.
Worth her weight in gold.
There we go. That's good to hear. I don't see her right now, though.
Good morning, Domine. I've been waiting for you.
You look good, Cineros. And exercising?
You jest, I'm sure. If anything, I've grown a bigger belly. The wine doesn't help.
We should visit Lucullus. I wonder what he's up to.
I can't think of a reason why he would not be doing well. I've heard Nasamones is a land of forbidden pleasures. Alas, it's too far away.
Oh, right. So it's been 5 years. The consulship only lasts a year, so he would have been named a proconsul, which means he would have been given a governorship. Right.
But speaking of our friends in high places, it might be worth going to the Senate this afternoon.
Oh, God.
Tullius Cicero is holding court there today. You might learn something.
Great. Can't wait to hear Cicero bitch about shit again. And then come up with a legal loophole as to why no one should be bitching about what he's bitching about. The winery is doing well, I assume?
It is generating quite a bit of income, even though our recipes are old. The grape seed we have imported from Gallia produces tasteful drink. There's always room for improvement, though.
Well, we must go to the market. Seems I have an appointment.
That you do. And I can buy some groceries while we're at it.
There we go. Anybody else to talk to? I'm not seeing any other highlights. Is Dayanara... She's not... Oh, no, she is here. She's just not interactable. Fair. Interesting. I didn't realize he had fallen to indifferent. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to keep him loyal. Or more loyal. But I guess he is a very arrogant and warmongering
damned
like.
crows and their indiscriminate defecation.
Somebody hates the birds. Alright. Is there anything else we need to do, or can I just go to the Senate building and the Campus Martius on my own? Oh. Is that... I think that's Cicero. Oh, hold on. Yes, it is. So, is that my only objective? Okay, travel there and see what Lurka has to say. Alright, so we're gonna go talk to Cicero first. Let's get everything else done before we go talk to Lurko.
Salve, Legate. What brings you to the Senate today?
I wanted to observe the senators. I figured this would be the place to do it.
There isn't much to observe, at least not today. A session is only held if there is a relatio to discuss.
One would think that there was always something to discuss. Oh, and perfect timing. I'm gonna go refill my water, use the restroom, and we'll be right back. Alrighty. I am back. Ads got a little bit longer. You know, I definitely think I found one of my favorite Gamer Subs flavors, which is the Numi passion fruit one that she did. It's one of my favorites. I really am hoping that one day they do a good orange flavor, though, because they've only got 2 that have orange in them, and both of them, the orange is not, like, citrusy orange. It's like, there's the Anime Girl Thighs one, which is creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle, but it's heavy on the cream, light on the orange, so it's not my favorite. And then the other one is the Kaho Bloody Orange, but that's a very tart orange, because, you know, blood oranges have a different flavor profile. I really hope one day they do, like, just a really good, like, sweet orange flavor. I don't know. Maybe that's my childhood talking. I grew up on the most common Kool-Aid flavor that my mom bought when I was little was orange. So I like, that to me is like peak nostalgia, I guess. I've been drinking a lot of Grandma's Ashes. I've had the Grandpa's Ashes once, and I was not impressed, so I don't know about the Grandma's Ashes. Or are those the same? I don't know if that's a marketing thing, or if I'm just misremembering. Also, I heard some bad things about both of the ash flavors because they have a really bad habit of staining cups. Like, of all the flavors, they're probably the worst at it. Session is only held if there's a relatio to discuss. Different similar flavors, but yeah, they stain bad. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. Isn't there always something to discuss, Kikero?
As long as there are people, there will be problems. But there are some problems nobody wants to discuss. The Senate doesn't have a session today. But I have to talk to my clientes regularly. That is why you can usually find me here.
I see. May I borrow some of your time, then?
Of course you may. As long as you're willing to give it back when you're done.
If I might ask, Kikero, what is it you actually do?
My duty to the people of Rome. In other words, politics. I am known for defending people's rights, too, when they need it.
Duty? You don't often hear people referring to politics like that.
That saddens me. But it does not surprise me. Our virtues are in steady decline. Many people enter the world of politics for personal gain, for the status it brings, all the money.
A story about my relationship with Orange Gatorade. First time I had gastro procedure, I had to drink a lot of it with a laxative, and now I can't stand the taste. I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that. Definitely understand that. Virtues in steady decline. Many people enter the world of politics for personal gain. The status it brings with the money, of course.
We must work for the good of our society. It is the will of the gods, and therefore our duty.
You think the gods want you to be a politician?
Indeed. It is implied. Why else would they give us reason? Reason is what men and gods have in common. It is what separates us from beasts. That reason must be used for the betterment of mankind.
Cannot people defend themselves?
They may, but most of the time they can't. Proper discussion of a case requires skill in rhetorics. Few people are articulate enough to be able to express their problems properly.
Bro thinks the gods are reasonable. To be fair, Lord Bramber, he says that men and gods possess reason, not that they always use it. That was something that the Romans did indicate in some of their myths as opposed to the Greeks. The Greeks just kind of accepted that the gods acted irrationally. The Romans at least tried to justify it as both men and gods possess reason, but that doesn't mean we always act on it. Few people are articulate enough to express their problems openly. If you can't defend your own rights, you do not deserve them. Shouldn't you teach people to defend themselves?
Instead, certainly not. I teach people and I defend people, and thus my duties are fulfilled.
I'm surprised your services are needed so often. Aren't the laws more clear?
Our laws are by necessity not specific. That is how they apply the same way to all similar situations. There's an underlying principle for our legal system, an intention guiding each regulation. Yet every event is unique. Therefore, every case is one of a kind. Without a firm grasp of that underlying logic, laws cannot successfully be applied to specific situations.
If the laws are so vague, is it possible that you could even avoid committing a crime?
Laws should be generic, but not vague. A man can inherently know the harm he has caused, for all our actions are guided by reason.
And how does one know the rights they have?
Prior to the writing of Lex Duodecum Tabularum, our rights were determined by the likes of Tarquinius Superbus. Now they are written down for all to know. It is not that easy, of course. Laws and situations evolve. But at least the rights of our people are not subject to the whims of a madman.
What about the people who are not literate? How would they know of their rights?
That is where I come in as a lawyer. Knowing their rights is a citizen's duty. But even those who fail at that duty deserve to have their rights defended. Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
I want to speak of the role of the consuls.
Neither the Senate nor the consuls rule Rome. Senators and consuls are supposed to be subservient to the people.
Okay, so this is where we're getting our exposition on the Roman political system, which makes sense. It is Cicero.
No one but the citizens can know what's best for them. Public servants fulfill their needs and wishes. Senators should represent the people, not rule them.
What about the servi?
In time, a servus can achieve the privilege of citizenship. But politicians should speak for the servi too. Their rights should also be protected.
I've noticed you don't get along with Cato very well, do you?
What makes you say that? I'm actually quite fond of his company.
You don't seem to believe in the same values. At least, you seem to argue about it a lot.
He is more strict about the definition of morals. For him, consequences matter less than method. We broadly believe in the same ideals, though.
There are some who say you are willing to defend anyone willing to pay. Is that right?
A fair question. What do you think?
I would think one should always defend the right cause.
But that assumes you have the ability to distinguish right from wrong. Do you claim to have such a skill?
I suppose even the guilty have the right to hire an advocate, I suppose. It just seems like those who are guilty and possess greater means of monetary value might have more luck than those who are guilty and lack that.
I agree. And there's a reason for that. I defend people because I simply like the art of rhetorics. Furthermore, my defense tests the system.
Did you see Amplitude's post about the DLS5 thing? I like their version. I've seen a lot of versions. I don't think I've seen their particular one, but I've seen that I posted one, for God's sakes. Like, it's too easy to meme on this shit. Like, NVIDIA, you shat the bed, and to have Bethesda of all people be like your like point man spokesperson for it. Like, we invented a new process for AI that lets us cut massive amounts of corners on art design. Let's have the company known for cutting corners for the last 20 years be the company that pitches it. Like, you could not have asked for a worse possible fucking case.
If I can defend a guilty man successfully, that means the system is flawed. A flawed system cannot be just.
Did you see the response essentially was, no, it isn't AI slop, stop saying it? Yeah, like, I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to play devil's advocate for NVIDIA here, just for a moment. I think they're still shitty. If they really wanted to push this as this will help, you know, bring up the fidelity of games that might otherwise be lacking, they should have gotten some indie devs to back it. They should have had smaller teams with smaller numbers of people come out and say, hey, we're not saying that this is the end-all be-all of art design, but it'll save us some time on getting a slightly better graphical fidelity for games that otherwise wouldn't have it. Would the message still come across as a bit tone deaf? Yeah, but it would have sounded a hell of a lot better than having fucking Bethesda of all people talk about it. No passionate indie dev would be fine with it is the problem. They most likely couldn't do that if they tried. You, Tenwin, NVIDIA, okay, there are companies in this world that have fuck you money. Then there are companies in this world that have fuck you money with a capital F. And then there are companies like NVIDIA who have fuck you money in all caps. They would have found somebody. And hell, they probably could have found them for cheaper than getting Bethesda, Capcom, and who was the other one? Ubisoft or someone else to be the ones to front run this. Like, I don't think you're wrong, Tenwin. But again, NVIDIA has capital caps lock fuck you money. WB. Okay, there we go. Yeah. NVIDIA has no... Okay, yes, they have... You know what I mean, though. They have market share. They have market cap. The company is valued at a stonkingly ridiculous high amount of money. And I have to give NVIDIA props for this. They have given very good benefits to their employees, from what I've heard. Like, NVIDIA's stock price skyrocketing over the last decade has actually turned even like mid-level employees at NVIDIA to multimillionaires. Like, it's worked out great for their employees. I'll give them that. That means you're defending people for fun? So what do you think is right and moral? Yeah.
Simply put, reason. We've been granted reason by the gods. I like the art of rhetorics because it helps me apply reason.
They could find an indie studio to do it, but let's be honest, it would be a really dumb indie team because any indie dev team would know that the reaction would be at a glance. I agree with you, Tenwin. I still think marketing-wise it would have been smarter than going with Bethesda, Capcom, and WB. All companies who are in AI self-adoration circles invest in each other have as much money as you in your bank account. I mean, yeah. Well, no, to be fair, NVIDIA did have more than most. But that was partially because of the hardware crunch caused by COVID, which also led to the Bitcoin and Ethereum mining bullshit that saw their entire stock of graphics cards get bought out for like 2 years straight. Like, NVIDIA's rise in terms of company value was already in full swing before the AI bubble started inflating. It's just that NVIDIA has also thrown themselves from one bubble into another. They got lucky jumping from that first bubble to this one. I don't think they're going to be as lucky this time around unless they just manage to jump ship at the right time. Who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe they'll pull it off and we'll all kick ourselves for not having bought an NVIDIA stock a decade ago.
Not because it gets me drunk or anything like that. An Epicurean would enjoy that in his misguided worldview. They believe life is all about pleasure.
They will not. I agree with you, 90, but companies have managed to pull off both dumber and strangely luckier things in the past. You never know. I know for one thing, I certainly wish I had bought some NVIDIA stock back when it was fucking cheap. It would should have helped me. We're all going to die one day. We might as well enjoy life. Perhaps by pleasure, they mean an avoidance of pain for themselves and others. Life is certainly not a brothel. Pleasure can be selfish. NVIDIA has like 90% inflated value. I'd probably put it closer to about 50 to 60%. But if they keep investing in AI, that inflated value will continue to rise, and it will hurt them more if they don't get out of the bubble on time, which is almost impossible to judge. When the AI bubble pops, NVIDIA will hurt. A lot of companies are going to hurt, Tenwin. A lot of them. The funny thing is, as with all bubbles, the companies that survive it, especially on the actual AI side of things, the companies that do come out the other side, will probably have a product that will actually help the world in terms of whatever you want to use it for in specific circumstances. Gen AI is pretty much a dead end. It's going to pop. But specific AIs for like archives, for finding very specific things, specific search engines, or even in-house stuff like law firms have been using AIs to help collate work that otherwise would have taken a team of paralegals. That stuff's not going away. That's just not going away. But that stuff that's not Gen AI. That's very specifically trained AI models for very, very narrow applications that just streamline a process heavily. That's not going anywhere. Because, no offense, it's the same thing that Adobe's been using in Photoshop for the last decade and a half. There were already AI tools to help artists fill in gaps in art pieces going back to like 2010 when they first started debuting them. Again, that stuff's not going anywhere. Perhaps by pleasure, they more mean an avoidance of pain for themselves and others.
Perhaps. Your argument makes sense, but I still think you're giving them too much credit.
Well, Cicero, it's very simple. An Epicurean can have a good point, while at the same time often indulging in things that make that good point meaningless. Could you perhaps teach me some of your rhetorical
Your
techniques?
understanding of the art is probably better than you think. Suppose there is a chest. Inside the chest is something you desire, but the chest is locked.
I mean, when you forget AI pops, the ordered cards will not be delivered and no one will buy their shit. Again, this is always the nature of bubbles, though. They do always pop, but they never pop evenly. Like, the .com bubble proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Some companies that you think are overvalued will surprisingly survive. Limp along, but they will survive. Others that you thought were foolproof will die horribly as their business model completely unravels. People have been using the photo mode in Expedition 33. Apparently the massive Painterest giant is dummy thick, not visible without the camera mode. That tells me someone on the art team knew what they were doing. So suddenly NVIDIA will have storerooms of product no one will buy at prices they ask now. Oh, of course. I mean, that's just going to lead to a hardware crash. I mean, we already saw that once the COVID scare combined with the Bitcoin mining bullshit wore off in the graphics card industry, or the graphics card side of things. We were already seeing that bubble completely pop. NVIDIA got lucky that as it popped, they immediately moved into the AI thing, which immediately led to people buying up their stores of hardware.
Now, I believe you're the kind of person who would pick that lock, opening it through subtle manipulation and finesse, the same way you tend to manipulate people. But let us suppose you can't do that. What other solution will you try next?
With enough pressure, I could break the lock or the chest itself. Maybe I already have the key, or one of my men do. I mean, we've been seeing a lot. Okay, so I'm assuming this is what allows us to get our second rhetorical, or second dialogue option choices. We've seen mostly logos, but at the same time, most of those logos choices weren't the most important. AI in law firms is recipe for catastrophe. Again, the examples I've seen for the AI in law firms and other things like that is twofold. You have the stuff that's more Gen AI. That has proven to be a disaster because the AI just starts making things up. It just starts literally just making things up. That's a disaster. But I've also seen what I could only describe as like archival AI, where basically they don't give it any information other than literally their own legal briefs. And once they have that, the AI is basically able to function as a backup paralegal. And that has worked. Because it's essentially acting as an archival AI. It just keeps track of their legal prompts, their legal briefs, and stuff that they feed into it from definitive proven written legal documents. As long as they control tightly what they feed it, it still works really well. We're seeing the same thing in the medical industry. Gen medical AI is a shit show. Again, it just makes shit up. But if you just feed it medical documents and you detail just specific things, it's very good at going, this aligns with this, aligns with this, aligns with this, try this, and those treatments having a higher success rate. I just realized something. Someone made an AU real-world RTS, like Red Alert or whatever. It'd be valid to make the French a nuclear-heavy faction, considering how happy they are with nuclear power plants. Just say, yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, we have the Stalker series, which deals with Chernobyl. We have Fallout, which deals with America's nuclear culture. We have there's a game called Atomfall, which is set in like a alternate timeline Britain, where there's like a weird nuclear reactor incident. But we've never seen one in France, despite France having proportionally like one of the highest rates of nuclear energy in the world. I would love to see a French game set in a setting like that. It'd be very interesting. So the question is, do we want to get Logos or do we want to get Ethos? Ethos is using the power of your authority and your abilities to get your way. Logos is the art of convincing someone with sound logical arguments and reasoning. We've seen more of Logos than we have of Ethos, and we've seen more of Ethos than we have of Rhetoric even, which is getting annoying. Still have an actual paralegal to check this shit? Yes, but now you just need one paralegal to check it, rather than one paralegal to check it, another paralegal to collate everything together, a third paralegal to get everything together and double check what those other two are doing. Again, if it can reduce the size and team, people are going to try it. AI as an assistant is the optimal use. Yes, that is essentially what they're building. It's just that you can't just buy it pre-packaged because it's not a Gen AI. You have to train it yourself. The initial training phase still has some teething issues. But as far as the assistant / archival AI goes, there's been a lot of examples recently of that working in the small scale. Here's some ideas. I, as a professional, know which of these is reasonable to use. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, this is what AI should be used for. Making experts work better and faster, not replacing experts for worse work. Yes. Again, that is not going away. And there are some companies who are focusing on that. They're just not the big multinational traded companies who are doing billions in fucking speculative stocks. They're companies that are much more smaller, and they already have clients lined up to be like, I want an assistant that does X, Y, and Z and nothing else. French post-apocalyptic, Jesus Christ, amount of weird romances with people of questionable ages. You wouldn't be wrong, but hey, 90, you could also play a character who goes around guillotining those people. Hey, that sounds like a plus to me. Most nuclear-themed settings are apocalyptic themes, and a country with high rates of nuclear power may not appreciate that. That is true. I'm about to say, I think there's a reason we've never seen a post-apocalyptic game set in Japan. I don't think they'd get... Like, they've largely moved past the atomic bombings, but I don't think they'd be very appreciative if a Western studio made a post-apocalyptic Japanese game. Again, Logos has come up more, but The other thing is, though, is that we're not really using the power of our authority. We haven't really done that as this character has been roleplayed. So I think Logos does make the most sense. Maybe I already have the key or one of my men do.
You have noticed that I never said anything about a missing key. You do have a logical mind. Sometimes common sense can lead to a winning argument.
Yeah, programmers already do this, mostly because trying to find suggestions online is a nightmare. Yep, I'm stuck with this. Any suggestion? Fuck you, look it up elsewhere. Yep. All the gangs based on weird people in Akibara. Jokes could write for days. Yep. I mean, like, maybe a game company like the guys who make Yakuza could get away with it. Imagine like a Yakuza game set in a post-apocalyptic Japan, but they just keep the Yakuza style shit. Like, that would be weird. I'm not gonna lie, but it could be fun.
Here is my secret. The successful use of Logos hinges not just on actually having the facts on your side, but on your ability to tell a story with them. Present the facts in a clear and compelling way that shows the causal relationship between them, and use that to build a logical foundation for your argument.
There was the first-person Soul-like set in a Napoleonic War that was advertised. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot about... Well, I remember that now, but I forgot about it for a while. But that does look interesting. Morocho practically is post-apocalypse with how hostile it is.
Rhetorics are always as much about convincing a crowd of spectators as it is about winning over your opponent. Logos is no different in this way. I have enjoyed this discussion, and I hope you have benefited from it. If you'll excuse me now, I have to talk to a client. Wale,
Kikero. Thank you. We now have two. We now have Logos and Rhetoric. So the only one we don't have is Ethos. I imagine they won't let us learn the third one. That would make sense. They're not going to allow us to do that. Okay, we can't go to the campus marshes. We have to go to the fort. Yeah, when talking to a legatus, you call him a legate. Yeah, that I remember us mentioning that with regards to the grammar. Is there anything else to the spot?
In the evenings.
Don't see anything. Those people are playing music. Our wine merchant friend isn't here. Doesn't look like anybody else is here. Sextus is over there. Do you have anything else for me, Surgeon?
Salve, Legate. Welcome back. Is there anything you need?
No. You don't have anything else. All right, let me go talk to Sextus before we do anything else and see if he has any update. Oh, right, because this has been a fast forward of 5 years, so Sextus is still... He has not been called back to legionary service, which means the Roman Republic must not be under attack right now.
I didn't expect you to come around again anytime soon. I'm afraid I have no...
All right, no more ancient artifacts. Talk to you later, Sextus. If I get drafted into the legions again, I'll ask for your help. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. What about the wine? Where's the wine house? Where's the wine house? Is Caeso in here? No, he's not here. Oh, it being 5 years, Caeso might actually be on campaign right now. If he is Evocati, then yeah, he would
I
he
saw
would
her
be...
eating with her husband at a Peppina last week. The poor woman.
Okay, doesn't look like he has anybody with him. He's not armed either. That's a good sign.
What were you doing at a Poppina? Not eating there, I hope.
Of course not. I was there on business.
Hello.
Salve. It is good to see you after all this time.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Vitellius Lurko. Congratulations on your election to the Senate.
Oh, thank you. My reputation as a man who puts Rome above all else made the election campaign easy, fortunately.
I can imagine.
I'm pleased that you did not let our relatively sordid history get in the way of a business transaction.
Well, I can't really say that our sordid history is of my creation, now can I?
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. We carve our own path through life. It is up to us to decide through whom we carve.
Time for every senator's ultimate weapon, sandal knife!
Tell me, do you like managing your family's vineyard?
It is a peaceful endeavor, and I enjoy a good wine, like any Roman.
Rome wasn't built on peace, nor will it survive on peace.
Lurko's face is such a villain face. It is. But it's not like... It doesn't quite have main villain energy. It has like... I'm going to become more of a problem for you as this game goes on, but I'm never going to quite be the worst threat.
I've heard tales of your battles, Legate. You are a wolf. You're the kinsman of Romulus himself. We are very different, you and I. That's why I think we could work together instead of undermining each other.
Lurko's got that I will be a major pain in your ass for you. Yes, that's it. It's not the outright evil, at least not right now, but it is definitely the... Okay, oh no, I've got it. No, I've got it. Lurko doesn't have villain face. He doesn't come across as like maniacally evil, but he does have antagonist face. Constant antagonism. This is a man who's going to try to get under my skin at every opportunity. Whether for legitimate reasons or for shits and giggles is yet to be determined. That is that man's face. That is that man's face. You wish to collaborate with the man who exposed your brother for the crook he is.
Tiberius was a fool. His vision was limited and crude. He was a believer in the Republic. I believe Rome is in grave danger. It is nothing new, of course. We always had enemies within and without. They always disliked what Rome is and what it stands for. But in the past, Rome used to be a force to be reckoned with.
What do you mean, used to be, Lurko?
We have grown lazy and soft. Our Republic and its myriad procedures slow us down. These days, we're more interested in talking about things we should do rather than actually doing those things.
You notice I've cut my hair shorter and more even than you. How foolish of you not to get the more updated hair. Yes, that is exactly what I could see him saying. I could 100% see him saying.
We do need a new Rome, though. Unshackled by the limitations of our ancient system and bureaucracy. It will be a Rome of strong minds willing to make difficult decisions. More importantly, it will teach our enemies to never underestimate us again. I have made my preparations, and I want you by my side.
You are talking about treason.
You misunderstand. I would never betray Rome. I am planning to run for consul. I'm sure I can convince you of the validity of my cause. What I'm going to show you will shock you. You'll see why Lucullus is in no position to do anything for Rome.
That is bold claims for a man who has never been imperator. But you are lucky that I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Show me your evidence.
I would not hesitate to serve Rome in war, should the opportunity arise. You will not regret listening to my offer. Wale, until next time.
Interesting. I am very suspicious of this. Intensely suspicious. Oh, good. Dayanara got another level up. Glancing Blow refunds spent action point. Glancing Blow additionally deals double damage. Wait. Oh, when we get a Glancing Blow on the enemy. I see. I see. Okay. Applies preemptive strike. So we do still want to get Mass Taunt because that will allow her, between preemptive strike and her retaliation chance, plus the retaliation chance that Massive Taunt gives, she can deal a lot of damage without ever even moving. This causes... Oh, that's also good. Make an example of. And Terrify. Yeah, we're just doubling down on her ability to retaliate and deal morale damage. So for right now... Yes, we're going to go ahead and double down on Safeguard. And then we're going to grab Mass Taunt, and then we're going to go back over to Provocatore and get more of those skills. Anybody else level up? Nope. Time to head home. All right, there doesn't appear to be anything else here. I wonder if this is related to the... Because Cicero is a big character now in this act.
Good day. You are clearly a well-bred young man. I will offer you a choice. Your money or your life.
You really don't want to do this, good sir.
I'm afraid you're quite mistaken.
I believe the meaning was you will regret doing this.
Kill them both.
Salvete, people. Shall we even the odds?
Thank you,
The
Kaiso.
timing is impeccable as usual, Kaiso. You save us again.
Always a pleasure, old man. Let us not turn this into a habit, though.
Oh, shit. I really wish I'd equipped that knife. This is not good. Oh, fuck. Okay, they are just mainly bandits. I didn't realize we were going to get involved in this. Well, I do still have some of my consumables, inexplicably, but, this is not good. This is not good at all. I should have known that they would force us to do at least one fight in this. All right, well, if we fuck this up badly enough, I'll load one of the autosaves and we'll equip what little equipment we have before we do this, so what are we up against? We got a Seloy. Are they all considered untrained? They are all considered untrained, and they have fairly low HP. The main problem is going to be that Seloy, the bandit with the shield, and the Toxote. This is not good. This is not good at all. Oh, and I don't get to move anybody. We just have to go now. Well, good thing I have these extra Pelum. Get fucked. Applies defending. All resistances are set to the value of the highest resistance, and maximum resistance is increased by 10, but movement is reduced by 3. Applies deflecting, which will deflect the next attack. That'll be good once we get their numbers down, but for right now, we don't have that option. Article. Even the studios highlighted in DLSS 5 reveal were shocked by the generative AI showcase. Game developers found out at the same time as... Yeah, this was a choice made by the bigwigs. Let's be honest. It was a choice made by the bigwigs. Show them the power of Pancration. Well, unfortunately, I think the Veles is the only class that gets a bonus to unarmed damage, so I'm hoping the rest of our team shows up at some point in this, but, all right. I guess we're using the Pila right now. See, I can only do 4 to 5, and he has 6 hit points. Go ahead and... yeah, go ahead and move in, and then we're just gonna use knockdown. Oh, that killed him. Good. And he got his turn back. And then we're just going to tackle you. Knock him over. Good. All right, we broke your shield. Fortunately, he has 12 health. Can I... How much damage can you do? He doesn't have armor, so we don't need armor shred. Distracting blow. None of those are really going to help. Move up this way. Prevents the target from taking an attack of opportunity until their next turn. Good. Unfortunately, I can't get past him. Knockdown. Headbutt. Let's go with knockdown. There we go. Unfortunately, I can't do anything else. Yeah, here they come. Ow. And that archer's gonna be a problem. Oh, he's gonna be a big problem. Please tell me that.
Let's get them.
If Bestia wanted to show up in his gear, that would be really nice right about now. Alright, Kaiso. Give me a defensive jab. Oh, that's not enough to kill him. That's not enough to kill him, but I don't have much of a choice. Alright, good. Then... do I send him over here to help, or do I just kill him? You have 12 hit points. Let's see, deflecting, aid, frighten. We might be able to frighten them if I deal enough damage. That is their leader, so they will take a morale penalty once he's dead. Yes, let's go with a defensive jab. Kill him. Good. Action restored. Yes, their morale just plummeted. Good. And then I'm going to headbutt you. Did that stun him? No, but it did weaken him. I want you to distracting blow him. Good. And then I'm going to pull you back. I can't move. I didn't realize that we were out of movement. Shit. Fuck. Well, he doesn't get attacks of opportunity, so dead. Action restored. We want to pull back here because only one of them can get to us from here. I can't do anything about those. And unfortunately, I'm now in range of you. Fuck it. Kaiso, I really need you to finish this guy off next turn so you can get over here and help. There we go. Okay, yep. That's a problem. That's a big problem. But we have managed to block them off because they can't get any more of them over to me. All right, defensive jab. Down he goes. Action restored. I really wish I could just throw a fucking rock at them. You'd think that would be something we'd be able to do, but apparently not. I need you to get over here and help, Cineros. Okay, knock him down. Good. Cineros, how much health does he have? 8. You have 12 hit points. Their morale is neutral. If we start breaking people, we should be good. Son of a bitch. I just need this guy to die. Dismantle. Good. And then Kaiso, I want you here. I'm just gonna have to eat the hit. I'm just gonna have to eat the hit. And then punch you. Down he goes. Nah, there we go. Beat enough of the thugs to make the rest flee. Perfect. We did have to use some Pelum, but we managed to do it.
Where's Vitellius Lurko, one wonders?
In Tartarus, hopefully. But that's not important. A messenger arrived this morning.
Mixa, welcome, welcome.
It is Proconsul Licinius Lucullus. He says I should find you as soon as possible, and you'd know why.
This cannot be a coincidence. Lurko, the attack, Lucullus.
If I know Dominus Lucullus, he would have sent a rider for you with all the instructions.
Cineros, find Bestia and Khalida and bring them to the villa.
A reasonable precaution. We may soon need their assistance. You should go ahead. I get the feeling time is of the essence.
Go, go, go. All right, Kaiso will help get me back home. Oh, good. Some backup weapons. Nice. I should probably get one of those equipped. Yeah. Give me the spear. There we go. Okay, so you take the knife, just in case. We can't equip the armor, we're not allowed to, but we can at least carry something with us to keep us safe. Sword blade, coin purse, hosta, loose coins, good. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Where's the nearest way out? There we go. Alright, back to the villa. The experience is just as important. Manpower. A veteran legion at half manpower could easily beat a full legion to experience. I like the little tips they give. It's a good reminder. Alright, Kaiso, thank you for coming with me. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Are they all up there? Or I guess so. Oh. I don't see anybody else. I don't see any other interaction stuff.
It arrived just after noon. The rider insists on giving the message to you. It appears this woman was instructed to meet you here as well.
The proconsul just told me to find you. Said you'd know why.
You're a sight for sore eyes, Khalida. Rome hasn't felt the same without you around.
I've been tempted to come back and visit you a few times. Things just always got in the way.
In other words, I couldn't come here or else my family would probably start a feud with yours because they think you were harboring me.
The message, please.
You must leave everything and come to Nazamones immediately. We're in grave danger. And I'm afraid in this case, we refers to both our family and Rome itself. It seems we have underestimated Vitellius Lurko. Although the little brother wields no political power of significance, he is the de facto leader of his family. An ambitious man who isn't reckless makes an enemy to be reckoned with. His friendly demeanor masks a molten core of vengeful desire. He still remembers how we dismantled their illegal operations in Asia. And I'm afraid he wants our lives in return.
Okay, I do think we're dealing with the second one. So he's the younger brother. He was not Pater Familia. His older brother was. But he saw a chance to take control of the entire family and win political favor by basically going, oh, my brother acted in such a way that he was unworthy of the title Pater Familia, so I killed him and took control of the family. Which again, not unheard of in Roman legal precedent, given that his brother acted in a treasonous manner. The Roman Senate would look favorably on him just killing them. The goddess, with your permission, I'd like to stay here and guard your family. I have no ulterior motives.
I have reason to believe Lurko is planning something big. My speculatores say he's preparing to remove me from my position in Nazamones by force and make it look like a local uprising. If he succeeds, Rome is likely to lose control of the entire territory, giving Lurko the perfect excuse to challenge the current consuls. We cannot allow him to go ahead with this plan. I need your help. Reconstitute Legio Victrix. I know they are still loyal to you. Then sail for Nazamones immediately. A battle-ready army will be the last thing Lurko would expect. Do not despair. Know that the sun is brightest following the darkest day. See this as an opportunity. If we can turn the tables on Lurko, we can at last expose him for the crook he is.
I certainly hope so.
I await your arrival anxiously. Your Patronus and your dear friend, Lucius Licinius Lucullus.
I could not find Khalida, but I have brought Bestia.
Oh, don't worry. Khalida's already
I
here.
arrived before any of you did.
You're looking good, Bestia. You have recovered from our last fight?
The injuries were not a problem, but I still owe the arena master for all the damages we caused.
Who won?
It was not settled.
They begged us to stop before we leveled the whole place.
There's no time to lose. Make your preparations. We sail for Nazamones in 2 days.
I will inform the men, but...
What is it, Kaiso? You seem ill.
I don't think I'll be able to leave Rome so easily.
Is this about a woman again?
In a way it is. Do you remember that seller who approached us at Marcellus Vipsanius's?
These three go out on battle dates. Haha. Indeed I do. What about her?
Well, it turns out she was telling the truth. At least, partly. She has given birth to a baby girl.
I was about to say, we had a 5-year time gap, so kid's at least 4 years old. So you're a father. Then that should be wonderful. What is the issue, Caeso?
Thanks, I guess. Apparently she tried to escape from Wibsenius, who incidentally is her dominus. The problem is, they're blaming me for it.
Did you help her?
Of course I didn't. If I ever decide to help another man escape, I will most certainly succeed.
I like Caeso when he does that. It's just like, I consider that an insult. If I had actually gone to help her, no one would have survived who got in my way. Why would they blame you?
She claims to be the mother of my child. Perhaps she is, or perhaps she just knows Wibsenius and his people are naive enough to believe her.
Why was she running?
Marcellius Wibsenius has a reputation for mistreating his Ceraway.
You have served me well, Caeso. I consider our relationship practically that of a patron and his client. Cineros, find a lawyer and get this sorted. We'll help pay for the expense.
This may take a few days, but I'm sure we can prove these allegations have no merit.
Thank you, Nagate. I will now take care of our preparations. We leave as soon as possible.
Be careful, child.
Do not worry, Domina. I will make sure we return home safe and sound.
Da-da-da. I do like the little, the quest completion sound. Game? Okay. For a second there, I thought we froze. Oh. Well, hello. Okay. We're getting loading screen suggestions of what we're going to be seeing next, I guess. Who's this?
Salvete, travelers. Welcome to the villa of Lucullus of Africa Proconsularis. State your identity and intentions.
Salve, Legionari. Manius Tarquinius Pobolcus, appearing as requested. Let us through and inform the proconsul of our arrival.
My apologies for not recognizing you immediately. It's been a long day. The proconsul is currently preoccupied. Please wait in the courtyard while I relay the news of your arrival to him.
Understandable. The work of a proconsul never ends. We will await here, but do inform him at once. My men are road-weary and will require food and rest as soon as possible.
Legate, a word.
Hold up. Are we actually able to... Okay, good. Everybody get your shit back on. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we got here. I believe I had my Lorica Musculata. I had... What was my helmet? Was it the regular one? Well, we'll go with that one. And then that's it for my armor. Where is Princeps Musculata? This is Caeso's. He had the Princeps Gallia. There we go. Cineros, you kept your... No, that's the fine toga. Where's your... There he goes. Servus toga, which is identical. Of course it is. Bestia, here's your gladiator plumbata. Julia, we had you in your scout hamata and your scout hood. And Dianara, you had the armor of the challenger and the gladiator helmet. You know, I'm just going to keep that on her. Why not? Let's just complete the gladiator look. So we did pick up Cocles' armor. So what? That's a medium armor. So Bestia would have the best choices for that one. Does make the wearer count as low cover. But the focus maximum, the health, it does have one more health. What does it look like? Does it just look like a, it just looks like a legionary Hamata. I'm gonna keep him in his Plumbata for right now, but we'll keep that for now. There's no reason not to. I believe he had the Boethian helmet, if I recall correctly. Yes. Alright, and as for our weapons, you had... What was your... Hold on, let's start with mine. So the question is, do we use Aegis or do we use Ancile? The Ancile has a higher shield strength. It also has better critical damage, better base damage, provides additional movement. Oh, hot damn. At the end of your turn, your shield strength is restored by however many movement points you have left. Okay, that's... Ooh. Combine that with Nimble, and we're actually schmoovin'. Okay, no, I do think that's good, which does mean I can give you Aegis instead. What did I have as your primary weapon? I think it was just the Gladius, wasn't it? Yes. Cineros, I want you with the Pike of Damnios. Ah, right. I forgot about... You also had the Corinthian helmet, didn't you? Yes. Give you some armor. And then Bestia, you had the Spear of Achilles. And... What was his secondary? No, not the Gladiator Spear. It was the Akanakes, right? Yeah, with the extra damage. That's what I want. Julia, you had Eurydice's bow. And then we also had you have Archelaus' sword as a backup to take advantage of all the bleed abilities that we have. Dianara, you get Carpe and Invictus. Or no, wait. No, you had the... Where is it? The Gladiator Spear, that was it. Because of the humiliating slash. Right, that's what we want. That's what we want. Okay. And then Cineros. We did have a backup Lankea. I guess I don't need the Hasta right now. It is higher damage. The thing is, though, this still has defensive strike. If this had defensive strike on it, it'd be perfect. It doesn't. No, that just doesn't do enough damage. That Akanakes, because it's an... Oh, it's an Akanakes 2. That's why. I was wondering why it was dealing so much damage. You know what, Dianara? Just as a backup, I'm going to give you these two. Oh, you can't use that as a secondary. You can only use that one. Oh, right. This is better for right now. So I'm going to put that with that right now. So you've got two different options here. There we go. You don't need the broom. Keep the Occam's razor. We don't need the kitchen knife. We have a backup scutum that we can take apart. Get rid of the Lankea, the Hasta, and the broom. No talismans. Oh! I forgot about that. We're going to need to build that. The Croquea Moors. I am really, really low on fucking consumables, though, right now. Yeah, I am low. I've got almost none left. Yet. Oh, hold on. Was there anything else? I guess we could just take these apart. I guess the game will just give us more when we get back to Rome. I don't have a problem with that. Thank you. And we've got our remaining unique armors. If your attack kills the target, half the focus spent on the attack is refunded. Right, I need to keep that in mind. So he wants to use his focus shiv ability as a finisher in order to get the focus back. Right. All right, Khalida, what's up?
I don't think he recognized you.
Indeed. Your point being?
This doesn't smell right. Something's up.
Like what?
Little things. His armor is a bit too small for his body. He never called you by name. And did you notice how he failed to pronounce the proconsul's full name?
Oh.
It is said he who possesses a deceptive heart sees only deception in other people's hearts. And it is known that women are deceptive by nature.
Oh, it only took a couple of years, but here we go. Cineros is acting on his sexism, I guess, now.
Wow. And that is why you're old but still single, Cineros.
I certainly hope that they get some jabs at each other over the course of this.
Well, to err on the side of caution is wise.
Finally, some truth in the old man's world. We should kill them all.
Cineros is right. Thank you, Bestia. We should kill everyone. No, that is not what I am saying.
Oh, well, that is not exactly what I was going to propose. In fact, it's quite the opposite of
Killing everyone is the most cautious option.
You told me caution is wise. The most cautious choice is just to kill everyone. Simple.
Are you sure you know the meaning of that word?
I love Bestia.
So what if he's rude and his behavior is not proper? Obviously, he's not Roman.
Dianara?
Not really. If we will fight, I am ready.
I agree with Khalida. Keep your weapons ready, just in case.
If you wish. I don't think it's necessary, though.
I was about to say, something's off here. Something is very off here.
I apologize for the delay. There have been some security-related problems recently. We had to take precautions.
Security problems? Of what kind?
There was an attempt on his life recently. Nothing we can't handle, of course. Still, we're instructed to take all sorts of precaution. Relinquish your weapons here, please. No one's allowed to bear arms inside the villa.
Really? I don't have a choice here? Do I have it? Okay, I'm getting really sick and tired of this. You will take care of them if
Are
you
you
value
not glad that you heeded my advice?
So now we have no, or did we hide them? I don't know how this is working. We'll see. I'm sure something is going to go wrong. Where are we at? There's no way it's this.
Unfortunately, only 2 escorts are allowed beyond this point. Do not worry. I will take care of your friends while you're gone.
I should probably leave Caeso to lead the secondary group. Give me Bestia and Julia. I'll leave Cineros, Caeso, and Dayanara to deal with the others. There's no way this isn't a trap.
Now!
Yeah. Big shocker. What are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? The door is over here. All right. What have we got? Yep, we start with no weapons. We start with no weapons again. For fuck's sake. Oh no, Bestia kept his... Oh, so you have to have had very... Okay, so apparently some weapons aren't taken? Do you have to keep a Pugio for everybody on hand? Or is that just how this works? Because that's annoying as shit, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, good to know. Stab this man, please.
Howl like the dog you are.
And then just go ahead and shiv him. There we go. And then I'm gonna have you run over here. And punch this man. Yeah, okay, she can throw something. That's nice. In fact, I think I'm just gonna go after this guy. Bestia, you can't move, unfortunately. That is annoying. All right, hold on. Let's move you. Oh, you have a shield. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. Perform a lethal takedown on a flanked enemy at or below 25% health. Unique to... Oh, she actually does have a way to fight in melee. Oh. I didn't realize. Okay. Huh. I didn't even realize that was a thing. What I'd like to do is get rid of this archer, though. Target is in cover. Are you fucking shitting? Yep, and I can't hit him from here. Fuck! That was a waste of a movement, then. I don't think I can hit any of them. Target is in cover. Target is in cover. Target must be within 5 hexes. Well, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have fucking moved over here. But thanks, game. That's great of you. I didn't even realize there was a dude over here. Well, shit. Motherfucker. He has a shield too, which means none of my abilities work on him. I can only deal damage. I can't actually, like, knock him down or anything. Okay, go here. Please deal 5 damage. Oh, it just straight up deflected. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay. Note to self, keep a full thing of Pugios on everyone at all times, because not having them is just going to result in this bullshit. There we go. Defending. Yep, we're doing this shit again. Yep, we've got nothing. I am unamused. Completely and utterly unfucking amused by this. There's what, 2? There's only 2 dudes down here? We should have no problem with this, especially with our armor. Oh, 3. There's an archer. Of course there's an archer. You know what? Force them to come to us. Force them to come to us. Cineros, take cover here. You take cover here. In fact, Cineros, just go all the way over here. You've got enough movement. Yep. Oh, God. Oh, he's just... Why? Ow. Well, at least that broke his... Oh, good. He tried to move. Oh, there's... Where did you... Oh. Oh, of course. And he just attacked multiple times. That's great. Thanks, game. Thank God for his armor.
Enemy, let
for
us stop
fuck's
them
sake.
together.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. Oh, and now I can't even hit him. But at least his shield is down.
Ha! Galada, you
Thank
make
you.
my sisters look like delicate flowers. Can't wait to meet them. That would be thing of legend.
All right, punch him. Good. Well, that got me my action point back, but it doesn't fucking matter because I can't get to any of them. He does not have armor. None of them do. Prevents the target from making attacks of opportunity. No, go around. There we go. Flanked. Punch him. Oh, I'm gonna run to the restroom real fast while I continue to bitch and moan about being ambushed again. But yeah, no, first things first, the second we get access to the crafting system again, I'm crafting a set of Pugios for every single character. We're keeping them in our secondary slots for the end of time. I am not letting this happen again. What I wouldn't give to have the ability to kill you. She can't even... Oh. Okay, well, at least we learned something interesting. Dayanara has unique nutcracker ability. You know, the funny thing is, the caltrops do block her in, but they also stop them from actually getting to me, which is funny. But I do need to just, I don't even know if she'll have the ability to get there. Nope, of course not. That would be too easy. What we can do, though... Goad, Safeguard. He hasn't taken any damage yet. I'm gonna force the archer to shoot at her. So what are these ones? Assassins? I think it's just more of Lucullus's, or not Lucullus's, of Luco's fucking thugs. That's all. May as well. Let's give us a buff. Tackle him. Knock him down. There we go. Take the morale hit. Good. All right, how do we want to do this? These guys are all melee. I want them to get closer so that Bestia can use the kill on the ground on these guys. Fortunately, okay, so what I want to do is pull you back. I'm going to get set up in front. I can't really do anything. Apply deflecting to self. Good. Bestia, I want you to pull back. Yes, pull back. Yep, he's gonna run on her. Good. Didn't I use the goad on him to force him to attack me? Whatever. Deflected. These guys are gonna have to use their whole movements. Good. Good. Yes, she's bleeding. I am aware. This guy is untrained. Good. So if I... Hold on. If I kill him... And then I use Soothe... No. Oh, I can't walk here. That's annoying. Knockdown. There we go. Now go over here. Soothe pain.
I have small problem here.
No permanent damage.
Good. He's already gone. 10 hit points. 4 to 5 damage, double to male targets. This has the chance to kill him, which would be great. And he's down. Then I want you to apply retaliation on him. There we go. Fuck, that is gonna... I would really rather you not get shot again. So I'm gonna have you fall back. Now, as for us here... Let me see here. I want you here. Throw a rock. 4 to 5 damage. Good. He's taking a -10 to morale. Good. Bestia, I want you here. Kill this man. There we go. Then I want you to... He has 10 hit points. I want you to move up. I'm going to... Who would be better for this? Probably Bestia, honestly. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is knock him down. Bestia, shiv this man. Go. I want you to fall back. I want you to move up here. And then I want you to rupture this man. Good. Who's left? Nobody? Go ahead and apply dodge to yourself, Bestia. There we go. And enter. He's bleeding. Stab. Get punched. Dodged. Get fucked. Okay, took a little bit of damage there. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, what have we got? Bestia. Give me... Oh, I want you to kill this man. There we go. The morale is low. I want you to bludgeon this man. Then I want you to knock down this man. Then stab. Then shiv. Alright, so that's all dealt with up here. Let's get back over to the door then. That leaves us with you two. Nara, go ahead and nutcracker this man.
This is it! Just one more!
Then I want you on this side of him. You go here. Give me knockdown. Cineros. What's he at? 9 hit points? Yeah, just do that. Bestia, key required, so we can't get down to the, we can try to break it. Alright. That does give him focus, which is actually good. Enter. Oh, good. This dude literally couldn't do anything. Dinara, kick this man in the junk until he dies.
What in the name of Jupiter is going on here?
Egyptians, Domini. They came out of nowhere.
Where are the guards? No, where's Lucullus?
He locked himself into the study. They've killed everyone. The Serwi are imprisoned in the cellar.
What do you know of them?
All I know is that they were in a great hurry. It seemed like they knew you were on your way.
I'm not surprised. This was an assassination attempt, and a very sloppy one at that.
Get the Serwi. I'll find
Praise
the proconsul.
Fortuna. Take the key.
Oh, okay, we have control. There we go. What do you mean lock? He just gave me the key. What are you talking about, game? Alright, whatever. Gather the loot. Gladius, pasta, loose coins. Proconsular. Oh, there we go. Proconsular Villa key. There we go. Another Proconsular Villa key. Basic armor plate. Day rations. Thank you. There we go. Loose coins, some bows, more loose coins, some loose medicinal herbs. Any containers that we're missing? Like any boxes? I'm not seeing any boxes. What is this over here? Also, did I get my weapons back? No. No, I did not. I got my shield back. Why am I wielding a... What happened to my sword? Didn't I have... Did I have a spear? No. Didn't I have a... I thought I had a different weapon. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, we're... Because Bestia had his Akanake. So daggers, apparently, if you know an ambush is coming, daggers do not count towards your weapons being confiscated. So note to self, everyone needs to have a dagger at all fucking times in their secondary slot. Because this is fucking stupid and I am getting sick and tired of it. I am getting... In fact, Occam's right. There we go. There's my dagger. I've got that as a backup weapon. Good to know. Give me my sword. Thank you. Julia, she has a sword, but we need to get that replaced with a dagger, because apparently she can't have the sword when it gets confiscated either. I'll have to change out her loadout as well later. Ugh, this is annoying. But yeah, everyone needs a dagger in the secondary slot. As soon as we get more access to equipment that we can use, I am doing that immediately. Go ahead and disassemble these bows. Can't help but notice we're not getting any supplies for this. Why are we not getting supplies for it? Why did I not get any supplies for disassembling these? There we go, regular salvage. Okay, maybe I just missed something. Right, I don't see anything else here. There we go. Oh, damn. Nice place. I mean, it is a governor's mansion. I shouldn't be too surprised. So that's... Okay, that just links back up through here. So either way. Either way. There we go. These are all couches. Lucullus?
Lucullus!
Oh, fuck. I knew it. I knew he was going to be dead.
Domine.
Well, that didn't take very long. Son of a bitch. Fuck. Schematic vinegar bandage. I'm assuming that's like a better version of the bandage. Who died? Just saw an elephant skull. It was the proconsul. Licinius Lucullus, the guy who was helping us. Your blank stare is starting to worry me. Should probably get some rest.
I'm not tired. I'm just angry. Very angry.
I don't know anyone else who expresses anger like this.
Maybe it's the first time you've seen someone this angry.
Fair enough. Who do you think was behind it? Was it just Lukos?
I think these are two separate questions. It is clear these killers were Egyptian. They took no care to obscure their identities. Their weapons are just lying around. And the murder weapon is clearly Egyptian.
Your family is safe so long as I am alive. Yeah, I knew he was gonna die just by saying those words. I just didn't think it was gonna be quite that quickly.
Honestly, the only thing that's missing here is a graffito saying Egyptians killed Lucullus.
Okay, but why? Egypt is a nominal ally of Rome right now in this timeline, if I remember correctly. Wait, Egyptian or framed as Egyptian? I'm leaning towards the latter. Why do you think they left the servants alive?
These people were in a great hurry. My guess is they quickly dispatched anyone who posed a threat, then got ready for our arrival. They had no reason to waste time killing the Serwi. Too much risk for no gain at all.
More than likely, they would have killed them as soon as they had finished their mission on us.
I will be.
I know, Kalita, I know. Who leveled up? Oh, everybody. Okay, so I want... Still trying to get to Warcry, still trying to get to Immovable. What do we need for that? 2 more skill points in this tree. God damn. Alright, let's just get the more base shield damage. Yep. Nimble, you need to move faster. Period. End of story. There we go. Curse. We can apply weakened to an entire enemy force. Very nice. It only lasts for 1 turn, but that could be perfect for when they're moving in to attack us. Bestia gains an additional focus per attack. That's pretty good. Calls out a specific enemy, making their next attack against them more powerful. Applies challenge to enemies. The next attack against the enemy... The next attack against the character from the dueling enemy will deal double damage and apply stunned and bleeding. Okay, good for single target takedowns. I am thinking maybe grabbing Tactical Advance Coordinated might be a good idea as well. That'll get him some more movement. Okay, he has Feint. We could pick up that. Maybe I should take Pancratian on him, so that way we can just... He'll always be capable of doing a lot of damage. Upon killing an enemy, replenish 2 movement points for you and all nearby allies. That does sound like a good idea. We have a lot of choices here. A lot of good choices. For right now... Tactical Advance. I want him to be moving as fast as possible. Julia, I want you... What more? We need 1 more skill point to get that unlocked. And tactical on yourself. What does that do? Okay. Gracing Shot would be upgraded to reduce by 2 armor. Ranging Shot now shoots 2 arrows. Mark Target. I think Mark Target is still probably the best. I want to get this for optimal range. Between optimal range and accuracy, the character's next range attack ignores the target shield and cannot be resisted. That is also a good idea. And Dianara is still a level behind because she joined us so late, unfortunately.
Domine?
Are you alright, Cineros?
It is rare that I feel the need to mourn someone. Dominus Lucullus was always kind to me. And that is equally rare.
He treated me like a son, even after the death of my father. But we must pull ourselves together. We need to find out who's behind us.
I will do what I can to help.
How do you think he was
killed? It looks like he was stabbed. Multiple times. The murderer was probably behind him. There are no other bruises, which leads me to think he did not resist his attacker.
Perhaps he knew the murderer.
Perhaps.
Who do you think is behind
Dominus was
this?
killed with a small stabbing dagger. Judging from the wounds, I can tell the particular shape the blade had. Such blades are rare in Rome, but quite common in Africa, especially Egypt. It doesn't make any sense, though. Why would the Egyptians do this? It would be an act of war.
Agreed. We should not jump to conclusions just yet.
It is wise not to, Domine.
Nagate.
How are you holding up, Kenturion?
He was the most exceptional mentor, and the best friend I've ever known. They killed him, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Then we can avenge him still.
You know, I am complicit in this crime. We lost valuable time trying to solve my problem with that Selwa. As long as I am alive, he will never truly be avenged, I fear.
It took us several days just to gather the Legion. Caeso, it's not your fault. Who do you think?
Vitellius Lurco, of course. That Filius Canis. I will strangle him with my own hands.
Ah, yes, the ancient Roman equivalent of son of a bitch. If it's Lurco who did this, we'll strangle him together.
He deserves nothing less.
Hang in there.
This all happened because of me. I delayed our journey. I will redeem myself by avenging him. That's the least I can do now.
How much you want to bet if we hadn't offered to help Caeso, he would have had to stay in Rome for a few extra days, and then we wouldn't have had him in this fight, and then he would have showed up afterwards, and he still would have been blaming himself for Lucullus's death. I'm gonna call that
I'll
right
be
now.
allowed to serve the next proconsul.
Dude's just like, I hope my job isn't gone. This is no time to laugh, Bestia. A proconsul was just assassinated.
I disagree. A strong foe attacks head-on. A weak foe strikes from the shadows.
My god, Bestia. Eventually I'm gonna get you to stop thinking with your fucking sword arm.
Rejoice, Legate, for our enemy just announced how weak they are. We shall crush them with ease.
What do you think we should do?
Our course is clear. We know it's the Egyptians, right? Now, the first thing we need to do is start killing Egyptians.
My god, Bestia, if by the end of this you haven't suggested that we start salting the fields and killing every firstborn, I'm gonna be shocked.
Eventually, we will get the murderer. Most likely before all Egyptians are dead.
Jesus Christ. Bestia, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. My god, you could drop Bestia into the 40k universe and he would have a fucking ball.
See? It's cautious and wise, just like Cineros said.
It's cautious and wise, just like Cineros. Oh my god. Cineros is just in the other room, just like, that is not what I taught him. That is not what I taught him. That is not how Aristotelian philosophy works. That is not how this works. I don't think we can kill all Egyptians, Bestia.
Then we should kill most of them. At least many of them.
Jesus Christ. Oh, but okay, whoever wrote for Bestia, you did an amazing job. I have been laughing at almost every line this man says.
I hope so.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I am sorry. He meant so much to you. How do you feel?
I have lost a second father.
It is too much to go through once. Even for one as strong as you. We will make war again, I guess.
That is what we must do.
That is what we do.
Domine.
How did these people get into the villa?
They were dressed like Roman legionnarii. We had no reason to suspect them.
They were all Egyptians. Wasn't that at least a little bit suspicious?
Not at all. The Legion has people from all over the world.
Yes, but not from sovereign nations that are not part of the Empire, you dumbass. Ugh. Yes, there are people literally who sign up from anywhere, but Egypt at this point in time is an independent country, an independent kingdom under the Ptolemaic dynasty. Was the proconsul not guarded?
It was. It really happened too fast. All of a sudden, the legionaries started stabbing each other. We didn't know what to do. By the time I realized what was happening, it was already too late.
And how do I know that none of you are working for them? You're running around when everything was locked up. You had the
but
keys.
I'm not. The keys? Also, we have the keys. I swear, I'm not working for them. I don't know why they kept me outside.
I have no reason to believe you, but you will live. No. Being a monster isn't going to help us with this. I believe.
Thank you, Domine.
Now go about your business. Leave us. Well, shit. What the fuck do we do now? Oh. Hello?
Legate. A rider arrived. She wants to talk to Proconsul Lucius Licinius Lucullus. She says his life might be in danger.
About that.
Tell her she's a bit late.
Thank you, I'll see her
Now
at
that
once.
is an interesting development.
Prideful Praetorians mildly disapproved. Why?
Be careful around these Berbers. You cannot trust the barbarians.
Oh, you're right. We were fighting Greeks before, so the Romans were at least somewhat respectful. These are not Greeks. Oh, boy. I think the Roman racism is going to come out in full swing.
Personal signature.
Who the hell are you?
Thank you for saving.
You are not the proconsul
Oh, hi.
from Rome. I was instructed to speak only to him. It is a matter of life and death.
That might prove quite the challenge unless you possess the unique ability to speak to the dead.
What does that mean? Explain yourself, Roman.
It means you're too late.
Proconsul Lucius Licinius Lucullus has passed away. I am Legatus Manius Tarquinius Bobulcus, acting proconsul in his stead of the Legio Victrix. Who am I
I
addressing?
see. That is unfortunate. I am called Lunia the Golden Wolf, of the land of Nazamones, sent by Her Majesty Cleopatra Philopatora Thea Philopatora, daughter of Ptolemy Euletes Neos Dionysios Philopato Philadelphos.
Ah, yes, the heirs of Alexander's empire and their love for truly overly long titles.
The Queen intended to warn the proconsul against the possibility of an assassination. But it seems I was in need of a faster horse.
The Queen's father has a very long name.
He likes to play the flute.
And?
Pharaoh has many titles. Some traditional, some unique. Auletes means flute player.
Oh, okay. Okay. And why are you called the Golden Wolf?
Its significance is of little importance. Before it turned white, my hair was the color of wheat.
Oh, that's very unusual around here.
And therefore worthy of a byname.
Fair enough. Why would the Queen of Egypt go out of her way to save a Roman consul?
That's not for me to answer. Better if you ask her in person.
Then let us meet. Name the time and place.
Of course. That would indeed be the best course of action. Except there's a minor complication you need to resolve first.
There's always a catch.
Cleopatra doesn't exactly see eye to eye with her brother.
Yep,
The
there it
pharaoh,
is.
Ptolemy Theos Philopator, has exiled her from Egypt.
We're about to get involved in the Egyptian Civil War. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's gonna be a fun time.
She's been taken by caravan through the desert to a distant palace where she will be imprisoned. She offers to reveal the identity of the murderer to you, if you will free her.
Brother, if she is the queen, does that not mean the pharaoh is her husband?
Yes. The pharaoh is her husband and her brother.
Ah, yes. The Ptolemies. Oh, the Ptolemies. If you think the Habsburgs are bad, see, the Habsburgs' incest was bad because they did it over a very long period of time. And even though they started out with fairly separate marriages that weren't too consanguineous, they eventually had no choice but to get closer and closer as the family line married into so many royalty. The Ptolemies they just did it right from the get-go. They had brothers and sisters being married practically from day one. They didn't even bother trying to like somewhat cover it up. Oh no, they just dove right into that. King Tut was just a collection of deformities in the shape of a human, wasn't he? By the end, he pretty much was. But again, Lord Bramber, you have to remember, that was not the Ptolemies. The Ptolemies are Macedonians who took over Egypt in the aftermath of the collapse of Alexander the Great's empire. The ancient pharaohs had the same problems as the Habsburgs. They slowly accumulated incest until it just became normal to them that they were marrying brothers and sisters. The Ptolemies heard that that was the quote-unquote tradition and just dove right into it. Also, I just realized I forgot to plug in my phone at the beginning of the stream, and I need to get this charged. Give me 1 second. I need you to go plug it in. Sorry about that. I didn't adjust my volume, did I? There we go. All right. But yeah, no, like the Ptolemies just kind of dove into all of it. It was, yeah, I still don't know exactly how they got to that conclusion, but it apparently worked because the Egyptian people were like, yeah, the Ptolemies are legitimate pharaohs. They follow our traditions, so they're legitimate. Admittedly, the Ptolemies only really adopted the trappings of the Egyptian culture up until Cleopatra. Cleopatra, at least as far as we know from archaeological evidence and the written sources of the time, she went full native almost. Like she adopted more Egyptian style titles. She took on more Egyptian themes to her dress and to the way she presented herself. She was the first Ptolemy to really like, she wasn't just wearing Egyptian culture as a skin suit to maintain power. She seemed to honestly be invested in it, partially as a way to distance herself from her brother, who was just a more traditional Ptolemaic monarch. But that is not what we're going to say. We will not be torturing her just for delivering a message. But she was pale-skinned. Netflix says otherwise. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. People are fucking historically illiterate and morons, and I refuse to engage with them. Just in case your mistress suffers an unexpected loss of memory. No, we're fine. I accept the offer and expect her to keep her end of the bargain. Pacta sunt servanda.
A queen does not lie.
Yeah, you see, I don't believe that one for a second. Lucullus is dead, murdered by Egyptians. Cleopatra has sent a message offering to tell you who was behind the cowardly act. In return, she demands her freedom. Intercept the caravan transporting Cleopatra. Your options may vary depending on whether you approach at night or during the day. Interesting. I mean, you've got plenty of experience with incest, Savati. They're not blood related, so it's not even in the same sphere of problems that the Ptolemaics had, Tenwin. My grandma says she's black, so she's black. Yeah, and again, don't even get me fucking started on the absolute levels of stupidity in that fucking series. Sure, they made that excuse 2 times. No, Tenwin. In fact, the entire point of Egyptian incest when it came to the pharaohs was the blood must be kept pure. They openly proclaimed that they were blood relatives and that was a good thing. Yeah, no, we are operating on 2 different planes of existence right now. All right, let's get a move on. Ooh, that is a fancy ass helmet. Ooh, can we actually get a Khopesh while we're here? I love the Khopesh from a design perspective. Okay, so our Legion has obviously not yet fully arrived. Have they? Oh, no, they have. Apollonia. So we need to get to the caravan. Is the caravan already moving, or do we have the ability to start exploring any? 8 hours to get that. 12 hours to get that. It's going to cost us... Okay, so yes, all of our supplies transferred over. We don't... Okay, we need to stop at our camp real fast. Your path takes you past an oasis, a wellspring nestled near some steep cliffs. There are signs of recent campsites and uncountable footprints in the sand. The place is clearly visited by many travelers. Beside the bank of the oasis grows tall trees heavily laden with fruit. This place must be a vital source of trade and respite for weary travelers. Let's replenish our provisions while we're here, but leave enough for those who come after us. We carry plenty of rations with us. Leave the trees for those in great... Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. We don't need it. Generous, slightly improved. Good. Your Praetorians cast longing looks at their juicy fruits as you order them onwards. Murmurs of disappointment follow you long after you lose sight of the oasis. We're fine. So you do admit she was your sister. Not blood related. Closer to a stepsister than anything, and that's not blood related either. I mean, it's fucking awkward, and the game even calls you out on it that it's awkward. Never saying it's not. Oh, thank God.
To tell you the truth, I'm not handling it as well as I thought I would.
What's going on with you?
I guess I had a host of horrible memories locked up from Greece.
All is well, I hope.
Flooding to the front of my mind again.
Oh dear.
You've been through this shit before. You have the tools to get through it.
You owe me a tally rematch soon.
Are you sure? I'm starting to feel quite bad about this.
Your luck cannot hold forever. I'll beat you next time.
You keep saying this, but Fortuna proves you wrong again and again.
Our game's amusing.
Salve.
Even if I lose.
We can find another reason to drink together, surely. But fine. If you insist, I have knuckles in my tent. But we are not playing for coin anymore.
Wine then. I will never run out of that.
Oh, good to see they're getting along. All right, we need to rehire some of our people. Oh, good. We can get the same people back. Very nice. That was my guy who was in charge of my... So we do not want him as a centurion. We want him as a praetorian. Oh, can we just get all of the same dudes back? Because that would be really nice. That would make my job a lot easier. Yes. Praetorian. So that's most of them. Sagittarius. We do want to have at least one architect and one social. And what's the other one? We need someone with crafty. Hey, Calavias, I definitely want you. You were good. Marcus Aurelius. I doubt that that's the Marcus Aurelius, but good to know. You know what? Yeah, just... Oh, why are we still missing people? So what do we have? We have all 8 of them. Why are we only at 1 with these? No. I still need a triple infantry officer. We don't have any. So we're gonna have to take a look at that when we get the chance. There we go. Speculatore tent. Oh. Okay. You're my crafter, as well as my architect. Who do I want to put where? You are my speculatore officer. I want you working on that. You're a recruiter. Go to the barracks, see if we can find ourselves some better dudes. Architect, crowd. Okay, so you're gonna go to the workshop. And then, as I said, I am
Thank
making
you for
an...
sending me those schematics your people found. I've made a list of materials needed, whenever you have a moment to go over it. Salvete Legionari. What did you break today?
Salve, Sextus. How are things?
Oh, it's going great, Legate. Your Legionari continue to mistreat their weapons. Nothing delights me more than fixing pommels and belt buckles on a daily basis.
Ah, yes. The need of every soldier and every military throughout history to stress test their equipment and inevitably break shit that was supposed to be unbreakable. They're always here, Sextus. Don't you have a family back in
I
Rome?
do have a family. I'm just not too fond of them.
Oh, haha. I know you're paying for your daughter's education, so obviously it means more to you than you're letting. But fair enough.
Hey, what do you need?
We're back in the thick of it,
It's
huh?
same in some ways, but personal this time. I think that will be an advantage. Killing should not be impersonal. Should not be done for coin either. Vengeance is worth killing for.
Not vengeance, justice.
I do not see such big difference. Just two words for one thing.
You followed me for quite the ways. You still won't mention why you won't return to Scythia.
Maybe. I have much to do before that can happen. Big mistakes to atone for.
What do you know of Africa?
Is not too different from home, it seems. People here, Berbers, they live in tribes and move around a lot, if they are like my people. Do not make mistake of treating them as one. No one in tribe will speak for everyone. Always there is dissent.
Did your people ever have dealings with Egypt?
Not that I know. Egyptians are not like Rome or Greece. They're ancient kingdom, but they mostly keep to themselves.
Fair. Ooh. Every hit has a 50% chance to apply the assessed status, which guarantees that the next attack on the same turn will be a critical hit? Fuck yeah. Give me that. Hot damn. Yes, please. Okay, and what I would also like is... How many of these are we gonna need? Like, 4? I think. Let's see. Hold on. Bestia already has a dagger. And then we need a dagger for me, Kaeso, Khalida, Cineros, and Dianara. So 5. I need 5 daggers. I am not letting this unarmed bullshit happen again. No. Not again. Tactical. So what is the vinegar bandage compared to regular bandages? So hold on. Regular bandages is 50% heal, stops bleeding out if they're attacked of opportunity, and removes bleeding normally. The vinegar bandage does not heal up front. Instead, it applies 5 turns of invigorated, which restores 10% of hit points per turn and removes poisoned and bleeding. Okay. All right, good to know. But we do need to get some vinegar if we want to do that. Fair enough. Yes. Go ahead and assign Marcus Petronius to the armory. Good. No. He signed out of that. Good there.
Aquilinus? No, he's a good man.
That shiny musculata, though.
He cares about the impression he makes. But I've fought beside him. No other Centaurio controls the battlefield as well.
Whatever you do, don't say that kind of thing with an earshot of her.
You scared of her or something?
I made a stupid joke to her yesterday, and she looked at me like I was nothing. Like I was worth less than a sack of shit. I felt my balls shrivel up and crawl back inside my body.
Are they talking about Khalida or Dianara? Probably Dianara. I mean, I literally have had her kick a man in the balls to death. Twice now.
Oh,
so...
Legate. Would you and your Praetorian guards spar with my Contubernium?
Not right now. I was hoping he would have some more dialogue considering he was sent to us by Lucullus in the first place, but I guess not.
How are you holding up?
I must ask, Khalida, you disappeared after the campaign in Asia Minor. Where have you been the last 5 years?
Around. Here and there. Anywhere but Rome.
You really hate our city that much.
I don't mind the city. It's the people in it I have trouble with.
Do not worry. Egypt or whoever was responsible will pay for what they did to the Lucullus.
There's no doubt. I'm not worried about that. I just want to be the one who collects that debt.
Has it been 5 years? Yep, there was a 5-year time skip, Tenwin. Have you ever visited, did you ever visit Lucullus in the Proconsularis?
I wanted to, but I always delayed the voyage. And now it is too late. I guess no one can run away from time. I like Africa, though. The bright sun gives me a reason to keep my hood down, and the heat masks movement.
Do you get the feeling that all of this was a trap?
Certainly, but I'm not sure it was meant for us. That would imply a grand strategy and some serious thought. This level of sloppiness, though? I think our arrival may have disrupted certain things.
I still think we're being manipulated, though by who, I don't know.
Maybe. If there is a trap, we can always spring it to find...
Wale. What else have we got? What else have we got?
Oh, hey, Legata.
4,000 denarii. Please tell me you're willing to... Nice. Good. We can replenish our stocks. Just go ahead and sell, like, we'll say 39. There we go. Glorious. And then we'll also go ahead and sell some rations. How much does he want? 36 rations for the remaining money? Take it. There we go. Get us above 10,000 denarii again. Glorious.
Women in the Legion? By Mars, what is the world coming to?
You're new around here, huh? You weren't in Greece.
I wasn't.
You'd better respect Callida. She was handpicked by Lucullus. I've seen her put an arrow through a man's eye at 50 paces.
About to say, dude, like, you might have a point with some people, but she's already proven she can kill about a dozen people, so shut the fuck up right now.
Legate, I am...
Alright. We definitely want to be getting the Legatus tent. Yeah, upgrade to increase the number of refreshes per assignment. That would be great, but we need the infirmary and the garrison in order to do that.
I still can't believe Lucullus met an end like that.
Away, Legate!
I expected him to die on the field of battle.
Away, Legate. Legio Weaktrix
Full
with a
strength.
little...
How's
I am
the morale?
pleased to report all is well.
That would have been a good way to go. He would have died
No, no free replenishes, and we have a lot of shit we need to replenish.
happy at least.
He was a great man. We will avenge him.
Again, I'm really
Good
happy
morning.
with the Legion colors and symbols. I think this looks good. Alright. My dude. What are you looking at? That face looks weird. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, so we need to break through over here. Oh, I love how we actually have like a proper fog of war right now, because we don't know what jack shit is going on. All right, get me this stuff crafted before we go any further. There we go. There we go. New recruits, new stratagems, tent restock. I would actually really like a restock before we go anywhere, please. There we go. Okay. My outpost, speculatore tent. Let's get this. Free replenishment, and free replenishment. Thank you. All right. It's not fully done, but... All right. Then we take him out, and we put him back. Where'd he go? There he is. There we go, 41 hours. You're still working on that. Did we get anybody good here? Nobody who has what I'm looking for. I really need a triple infantry officer. We're just not finding one. Oh, well. And the workshop. Oh, we have to completely refresh our temporary ones. That makes sense. Get me the infirmary tent. And get me the catapults. Just keep working on that. And then the armory. Did it just drop that stuff in my... Do I have to actually go into... Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. Enter the camp so I can get my gear, please. I do... Again, I love the Khopesh design. I know, like, it is inherently an inferior sword design. There's a reason the Khopesh stopped being used. But goddamn do I love it visually. The Crochea Moors. A Roman sword of rather old-fashioned design, but very sturdy build and exquisite craftsmanship. It comes with 5 different skills. Holy shit. This is clearly the heirloom of a wealthy soldier. The sigil of an old line of the Julia family is engraved on its pommel. I mean, obviously I'm going to use it. So what exactly does it have? It gets defensive strike, which is good. Character will deflect the next attack. Lunge to deal critical damage without critical. Overpower, which deals the max slashing damage. Regular slash, which can hit multiple targets. Sword charge. Run towards the enemy in a straight line. This attack will deal an additional 10% damage for every hex you move. Moving 3 hexes or further will apply shield broken. Apply shield broken to enemy. Shield strength will not be restored at the beginning of the turn. Ooh, I like that. All right, so that's going to go there. I have... Oh, right. I forgot I have Occam's Razor. So I'm going to keep that as my backup weapon. Extra piercing damage. So yeah, the focus per attack does not matter. Additional damage to flank targets. Additional damage to flank targets. Additional damage to flank targets. Face strike, which has to be paired with a Skizor. And slice and dice. I'm going to give you that one. Switch back. Cineros. Makes 2 attacks at half of normal damage. Can't use the blinded ability, unfortunately. I'm going to give you that one. Nope. Bestia, you already have an Akinakes, which is better than what you've got. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Slice and Dice and Backstab one, because I think that'll work good. And Dayanara. Yes, go with that one. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, back to my regular gear, and we're going to go ahead. Yes, Croquet Amours. Oh, right. I need to... Right, we get to choose... Okay, okay. So I only get 3 skills between both the sword and the shield. Interesting. Applies exposed. That is... This is really good if I'm going up against singular strong enemies, though, because stunned and exposed is not the worst combination. So we're going to take that. I really hope we get the ability to add, like, a 4th skill to this. That would be nice. Damn. Yeah, they all apply a set. Oh, that's right. The sword applies a set, and that means my shield attacks will not. You know what? I think instead I'll take shield advance. Use that to bash people and break lines of sight. So what I want then is give me overpower and sword charge. So we have sword charge to get in there and potentially break shields. We have overpower. It can't crit, but it always deals maximum damage, which does also mean that I want to see if I can put an ability on it that will allow it to have a higher maximum damage. If we do that, that will directly improve the damage on the weapon. Yeah, we can't use the upgrade. We can use modify, though. Yeah, if I'm going to be doing that, then there's no point for critical damage. What does this do? Slashing. So we want extra slashing damage. Yeah, so now I always deal 10 damage unless the enemy has armor. And then lunge, if I have that, will always deal 10 to 12. And the sword charge will always deal 8 to 12. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And actually, now that I think about it, what about my shield? So critical chance, shield strength, which is good. Base damage maximum, which is nice. Okay, there's nothing really I can modify here. It's all good. All right. Damn. I really want to keep going, but we've only got like 10 minutes, unfortunately. And we have Mech Warrior on Friday. But we'll have plenty to do on Sunday. Plenty to do on Sunday. Okay, so we have some options here. Do I wait? No, we should be good. We should be good with that. Everybody's got at least some. Swap you out for the one that's fully charged. You're good. You're good. You're good. Okay. If that's the case, 12 hours for that, 8 hours for that. Dispatch the Legion to go secure that. We need to get a view of what the hell is around here. Oh, a detour. Doubling back may cost you a day or more travel. Wilderness is never just wilderness. Soon enough, there's a sharp snap and a miserable howl of pain. Petronius has stepped on a hunting snare. God damn it. Riage. Cineros. Go ahead and start treatment. Get him taken care of, please. Okay, so those are hunting grounds. It doesn't appear to be... Oh, goddamn. There's a... Okay, where are we? All right, give me the quarry. Yes, 75 denarii and 10 slaves. Get me the quarry under control because we need roads. We need roads out here. Good lord, I can't see a damn thing. Spearhead, loose coins. I'm assuming we should probably just go straight for the mission. Let's go ahead and grab that milestone. Uh-oh. You remember people talking about the desert back in Rome? Somehow you imagine a completely flat landscape, yet the desert is anything but. The dunes are like moving mountains. Nothing stays quite the same. You're all strangers to this land, but unfortunately your enemies are not. They move with the dunes and emerge without warning. You're currently passing through an area you don't remember traversing before. Taking it slow would be the safe option, but you go through a lot more food and water. We have plenty of food and water. March slowly and carefully. Let's find them before they find us. Oh, right. I actually need to be careful about water in the desert, don't I? Shit. Slowing down to what feels like a crawl, you quietly, carefully try to clear out the area, searching for signs of anything out of the ordinary. You pass through the dangerous area without incident. Is this a blessing of Fortuna or Mars? You may never know. Right. I need to... Okay, yeah. We need to be very careful about our water sources. Okay. That's a good thing to keep an eye on. Hey, a Berber headband. And add piercing damage reduction 2. A Berber spear. Flurry and lacerate. Okay. 0 resistances, but adds 2 to health and 2 more to health. Wow, really? That's a lot. I mean... Seems a bit more fitting on him. Yeah, that would give him 3 additional health points. It doesn't have much in the way of slashing resistance. Well, slashing is more common than bludgeoning, honestly. But it reduces all resistances by 5. Because it's just not a metal helmet. I'll think about it. That's a little weird. All right, fall back to Apollonia. We need to grab... No, we're just here to refill our water. All right. We've only got like 8 minutes. I say we go try to save Cleopatra, see where that story takes us. It is early morning. Hold on, did my Speculatore... Yes, he did. Good. All right, refill the Caltrops and the Pilum. There we go. And in fact, I will pay for 1 more refresh of the Pilum. And then, where's my specialist? There he is. What about the barracks? Still nothing. All right, Lucius Varenus, keep working in the barracks. You're working on the workshop. Give me siege towers. Give me wagon train. There we go. All right, let's get over here and find out what happens. Well, should I approach at night or in the day? I think we should approach at night. After spending months in the desert, you develop the new appreciation for water. I mean, we've been here like 3 weeks, but still. If you don't learn fast that you need to handle the water issues, then you're not going to learn. You instinctively start noticing wells and lakes. On the road to your destination, your expedition comes across a curious well. It looks like a modern construction beyond anything you've seen in Nasamones. At the same time, it also seems to have been here forever with the bleached stone and frayed ropes. A cold wind rushes up from the well. The telltale sign of fresh water. Draw some water. You try to pull some water out of the well. Just as the bucket comes up, something moves in the water, and a snake slithers up your arm. Stand very still and do nothing. It's almost surreal, the display of near sapience as the snake stares at you. It feels like an eternity, as though you are hypnotized and unable to move. Then without warning, it slithers away. All right. I think we got lucky there. The Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra VII, has recently been exiled by her husband. The highly guarded caravan taking her to her prison palace has stopped in a narrow pass surrounded by cliffs. Yep, we're just going to take our regular team. So Cleopatra's totally going to try and seduce us, right? Like, she's absolutely going to try and do that. There's no way she... Oh, why did I come during the day? I'm an idiot. I literally said I was going to come at night.
This is how they transport their queen?
It's more of a leisure trip than a prisoner
The
transport.
cage is defined by its function, Domine. It doesn't matter how it looks.
Cleopatra does toss Caesar salad, and Caesar ain't here. Yup. The gilded cage is a cage all the
Little
same.
luxury can go a long way when you are captive.
Or it can remind you of just how much you've lost. Depends on the wet nature of it, Dianara.
Salvete discipoli.
There you are, Khalida.
Zeus takes you, child. How do you keep appearing out of thin air?
Tricks of the trade, old man.
How many guards?
At least a dozen. Perhaps a few more.
Frontal assault could be feasible, but difficult.
I think so too. The rocks limit sightlines. If we strike quickly enough, we can prevent them from alerting each other.
Would you manage to figure out where she's held?
She's not held anywhere. She walks around freely, but I think I saw her at the front of the caravan.
All right, let's do this quick and silent. Try to avoid any Serwi. Take out anyone who notices.
Serwi? They sent Serwi with her to her prison.
Prison palace, Kaiso. Keep up.
Egyptian rulers are worshipped as deities. She is being taken to a prison for a goddess.
I always wanted to bet a goddess. Nope, nope. We're going after the Roman tomboy. I want the Roman tomboy. Let's go save a goddess then.
Praise be.
I love it. How we want to do this then? Assault the caravan and attack the pit. So obviously, okay. If we can get Khalida up there, that would be perfect. She'd be able to rain fire on anybody. They have 2 archers. We've got at least 2 spearmen here. And unfortunately, we're probably going to have to call it there because I've only got like 3 minutes. I mean, obviously they're going to react if we try to get too close. Oh, the caravan is way ahead. How is this gonna activate? Oh.
Who goes there?
We hail from a land far away. We bring tribute to honor the great Queen Cleopatra. Said of your people she is a goddess who walks the earth.
You don't look Berber. Show me these gifts you have brought.
Finally! Please do not turn us away. We have come a long way to reach Egyptus. These are we carry some delicate silks from the land of the Han. Of my 12 friends, only one survived the voyage. The rest vanished in the desert known as Taklamakan, a place of ruins. The carpet from Antioch was woven by an orphan who went blind after he finished it. Why does he talk sort of like Muppet Swedish?
Oh, fine, fine, I get it. Spare me your tears. Go on in with your gifts.
Glorious. Ooh, I like the music picking up ever so slightly as we're moving through the caravan. Unfortunately, let me see if I can grab this box. Whoop. Raisins, honey, and 200 denarii. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time. I don't think we're going to have time to do this because it's either going to be combat or conversation. So I think I'm going to call it here. We will rescue Lady Cleopatra on Sunday. We'll have 6 hours to begin our trek through the deserts of Egypt. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. Let's go find someone to raid real fast and I will let you guys go. Just gonna get this in early. Wood. You and 90% of the ancient world, even the gay guys apparently were on board with it. All right, let's go see somebody who's up right now. I think Lucy is on right now. I think her schedule said she was playing today. I would love to raid into Lucy. Is she on right now? She is. She's playing Resident Evil. We're gonna go raid into Lucy. I love Makami Oshi. We're gonna raid into Lucy. All right, but as I said, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you on Friday for Mech Warrior and Sunday for more Expeditions Rome. I hope you all had a glorious day, or I hope you have a glorious day and that you had a good time at the stream. And I will see you then. Have a good one, guys, and bye-bye. See ya.